So dear devotees, please give me some time. I need to conference Harivilas Maharaj. So thank you for hanging for some more time. So just give me a minute. Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu.
Again, a Zoom meeting or something now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Can you send a reminder to the Purushottam group?
Okay. Sure, Prabhuji. Yeah, Hare.
Okay, dear devotees, Harivilas Maharaj is a little behind. He is still in the farm. So why don't we get started? Just seeing who else have joined for today's session. Give me a minute. Okay, since Damodar Prasad Prabhu is here, so I think Damodar Prasad Prabhu, we will get started with your farewell message from the temple management, and I'm waiting for other temple management to also join. So Damodar Prasad Prabhu, are you ready? Can you go ahead, Prabhu?
Yeah, Prabhu, we can start. I thought Maharaj will start, but yeah.
Yeah, so I spoke to Maharaj just now. I called him. He's still in the farm, so he's running a little late. So why don't we get started, because we have a big line of speakers. So
Sure, Prabhu.
we should get started.
Hare Krishna. Shall we start now? Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu is here.
Yeah, he's there. I'll highlight him right away, so you can see.
Okay.
Him. There you go.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavas almost Shara Prabhupada. Vancha kalparvishya kripasindhu jagatanam pavanam yo Vaishnavim yo namah Shila Prabhupada Puja. It's wonderful, Prabhu. You are glowing. I can see your aura around that. And Prabhu is everybody knows that you've been interacting with Prabhu for so many years and with his family too. He is very humble. In this, it's not an exaggeration. When you see, anytime you deal with him, however stressful situation or whatever that is, I haven't seen him getting stressed out. And he's always willing to consider your options, whatever you're suggesting, and then set an example that how Vaishnava should be behaved. And then he's not only that, whatever you do, right, he does the deity service, he does the cooking for Krishna, and he helps in delivering all this great Anandamela experience. Like when he had to make any pizza making or any Anandamela stall, he will be there and setting up the tents and tearing up the tents, whatever is needed. And yoga, the most important thing in the connecting this yoga thing, it looks like is everywhere. Almost all the things, like how he's balancing that with his technical work as an architect in the NCD until recently. That's amazing. And raising 2 kids and a family and crisscrossing between India and here is amazing. In fact, he's perfectly managing his professional life and our spiritual life together. So he'll be a great example for anybody who think, oh, can we do all these things together? Can we, all these things happen? This is what Haridas Maharaj says always, you give time to Krishna, you do Krishna service, everything else will be automatically taken care of. You'll be successful in personal life and professional life. Spiritual life is the key.
Don't speak only.
Can you hear me, Prabhu? Someone is talking?
Yes, Prabhu, we can hear you.
Okay. So spiritual life is the key. And Prabhu is very sincere in whatever he does. Nowadays, I meet him more in the altar service because that's the only thing that's great happening uninterrupted. And I see Prabhu like very humbly, whatever service he gets on the altar, he takes it and does it. Wonderful job. He dresses, like, in fact, whatever he does is so perfect. Sometimes I observe him how he does these things. So the dressing of the deities. He's so careful, and he finishes the job, decorating the deities so nicely with love. And I also seen him a couple of occasions. I was there when he was cooking in the kitchen for the deities. So he's like a multi-talented. And last 2 years, due to COVID, we actually started an Ananda Yoga practice in Bellevue at a face-to-face in-person class. And that when first we proposed to Sreenivas Prabhu, can we do this? He was very excited and, well, let's do that. And even during COVID, we converted that into an online yoga session. Instead of saying, oh, we're not being in person, let's give it up kind of thing. He is instrumental in influencing so many other yoga teachers to actually take up their service, and also preaching, like the way he takes device classes, he takes Bhagavad-Gita classes. So he's perfectly utilizing his time. That's what, when I see Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu, that's what comes to my mind. And I'm not good at many of these. So I would pray to Sri Radha Nilmadhu that he will continue to excel in these services like a multifaceted personality, and also bless us with some of those qualities so that we all can develop and make progress in spiritual life. It's actually sad to see him leaving, but I don't know what Radha Nilmadhu has plans for him. So we may see him in future again here. So for whatever purpose right now is the right thing to go to Bangalore, he has decided. So we pray to Sri Radha Nilmadhu to support him so that he is spiritually, professionally, and family-wise have a great time in India also. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Damodar Prasad Prabhu. So next in line is Shyam Mukund Prabhu. So before Shyam Mukund Prabhu comes, so as number of devotees have already kind of volunteered or kind of gave their name for the offering their farewell to Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. So some of them has to prioritize because they have either some service they have to go or they have some other engagement. So I will be prioritizing some of them because they have given me an advance request. And also I would humbly request all of you to please try to attend this farewell function to its complete, to the full. So with that, again, why I brought this, if some of you have some other priorities. A genuine priority, please message me and I will try to prioritize as much as I can. So with that, Shyamakant Prabhu, you are ready to go?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes,
Go ahead, Prabhu.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisance, all Guru Sri Prabhupada. Prabhu, it is a very bittersweet moment because seeing you leave the congregation, going to Bangalore, it's a very bitter, but at the same time, you're going for a good reason to be with the family, so we can understand that, and you will be united with the family. So in that way, we cannot argue to have you be here selfishly, but the Lord always has a good plan for you because you are such a devoted devotee, right? So and always the thing that I learned from you is how to be humble, because you are humility personified. So you always very humble, and even in a very difficult situation, you would smile and make others smile. So that's the kind of quality. It's like a jewel of a devotee. So I'm always felt privileged to be someone who I can associate with, or you associate with me, even though I have no qualities. So and then you have shared a lot of things personally, what we should be doing, what we should not be doing. I always meditate on those things. So we wish you all the best, Prabhu. I'm sure you will do well in Bangalore also. The family also will be all amazing devotees. So we will stay in touch with you, and definitely we pray to Radha Nil Madhava. Maybe he might engage you back again in Seattle. Who knows? Only Lord knows. We don't know. So we'll stay in touch, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Shyamakant Prabhu. So before I pass on, so Balaramila Prabhu, you will be next. And if you allow me, Prabhu, I want to share a presentation that kind of summarizes what Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu has contributed to the Seattle congregation. I'd like to share my screen. This was part of the Vaishnava Seva email. Just a minute. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Prabhu, we can see the screen.
Okay. So, so as you know, this is a very sad as well as the happy moment that we are sending farewell to Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu, but also happy moment because he's going to go and stay with the family, being a grahastha. So, as you all know, just a quick summary: Prabhu has been involved in various services for ISKCON Seattle for almost 12 years or more. He has done various DT service, direct DT service to our Lordship here in Seattle, whether it's a DT dressing in the early morning or doing some bhoga offering, or basically doing the Aarti in the evening, Shayan Aarti, Gaur Aarti. Also, Prabhu has set a new trend for cooking an opulent prasadam during the weekends. And this is also kind of a farewell for even Radhikana Mataji, because she has also contributed a lot to our congregation. She used to cook and make amazing cakes and various bhoga for our Lordship. As you all know, Prabhu, as the Damodar Prasad Prabhu mentioned, one of the way we preach is through the yoga and the meditation, and Prabhu has pioneered that act on that form of service. And whether it's Anand Mela or Rath Yatra, Prabhu used to do the yoga as one of the preaching, one of the form of preaching in the various outdoor festivals that we have conducted. And as you all know, I have also invited some of the kids to come and speak, because most of them have eaten the prasadam that Prabhu has made, two specialty prasadam like pizza, veggie wrap, and veggie burger. So as you all know, Prabhu does it at a very mass scale, very diligently, very dedicatedly. Hours and hours of preparation goes to make these prasadam available at such a scale. Prabhu, we are you have kind of touched everybody's heart, stomach, kind of thing, right? So thank you for your services, Prabhu. And again, he has been very actively involved in preaching, and we also will be joined by some of the devotees from the Bothal Sangha. He is primarily responsible for grooming that Sangha. So far from Seattle, but from Sammamish, but every week he makes sure that he travels so far and kind of does the preaching there in the Bothal area. And apart from that, Prabhu has rendered numerous services. I forgot to mention, he was also part of sometime, he did Vedic mathematics. He has participated in various dramas that we did in this temple. So, Prabhuji, we are totally very, very grateful to what you have done to our congregation. So, with that, I would like to now call upon Balram Lila Prabhu, who has joined especially from Bombay to speak on this farewell occasion. Balram Lila Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, you can hear me okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hari Hari Jai Ho. So I thought with so many farewells happening, there should be a welcome message also from India. So that's why we took this great opportunity to be able to be there today. First of all, I offer my humble obeisances to everybody there in the Shri Radha Neel Madhav Dham. It's a great opportunity to see everybody. We may not be able to attend the whole thing. I have something very urgent here, but we'll definitely like to see the recording later on of this. It gives me some experience of being in Seattle Dham, seeing so many of the wonderful devotees here. Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu, I was just trying to think about all of the different things. It's impossible to summarize it all. For sure, even to summarize it, I was trying to remember that in 2009, I think we probably connected. So I was trying to think of there. Maybe I should call you just before this thing. You were the one who attended the first DYS. Were you there along with Amar Prabhu in the first DYS? Maybe, or maybe not. I couldn't.
Not me. I think my wife was there.
Okay, Mataji was there. Okay, all right. Okay, the better half was there. So you were indirectly present in there, yeah. So that actually was the first. I think we used to call it SSR at that time. The first Discover Yourself at that time, and I think it was really an enlivening experience for all of us, and yourself and family became such a striking example of what really of such exemplary devotees who got inspired by the message of the Bhagavad-Gita and really gave their lives completely. I remember myself also, we were getting, and few others who were just trying to start the SSR, but we were really inspired by primarily what was the the output coming out, we can say, or the how devotees like your good self really took it up so seriously and so quickly, the entire message, and really gave yourselves in such a dedicated way that became really the foundation for doing so many of the SSR sessions later on, and you yourself also became a teacher in that. But that really remains a very, very sweet and inspiring memory, because even for me personally, how it has benefited, because that kind of service that led to more of teaching and getting into the field of education, and then more of the services in Vedic University, and even now services in education with the Bhaktivedanta Research Center. I think that the start of it all is that the initial sessions of SSR, which some of devotees like your good self came and became such exemplary examples to. So I think just for me personally, it has been a very very, very inspiring thing to have somebody like your good self and Mataji there as part of that SSR. So it's a very personally deep thing for me, very inspiring. In terms of the services, there is, or what I have seen yourself operating, as Damodar Prasad Prabhu was also saying, one is that the amount of services itself that I've seen you doing, it really amazed me, and the variety in which of the services. because I could see him in yoga, and then after some time I'm seeing him in DT service. Then I didn't know so much of this, but in cooking, because I was never into cooking at all. So in cooking, and then in Vedic mathematics, and in all kinds of menial services. So sometimes there was really a doubt, is he expanding himself in some way? Because I saw him there, and then I see him upstairs also and all of that. So, but I verified with him that it was only him, he didn't have any twins, etc. So this is something which was very, very much, you may remember also, I had this conversation. I said, how is it possible? Because you're doing the DT service, you have to chant the 16 rounds, but then I also see you that you come for the yoga. And then obviously there are so many other services, that yoga in the morning only, ready service and yoga in the morning. Then you will be doing other, cooking thing and going for the Harinam also. And so many of these things doing together in a very consistent way. That is very consistent way. And I wanted to point out also taking responsibility, because a lot of times I think devotees end up taking certain surveys, but okay, I do whatever comes my way, but that's also good. But taking up something which is responsible is along with doing so. A combination of both of these things I saw in your good self, and I think the same applies to Mataji also, that you take up very responsible services, where all of these that we counted. At the same time, we are able to do all kinds of menial services, and this combination is really the heart of it all, and what we learned from His Holiness Vilas Maharaj personally, that he has taken such a big responsibility, but he's always there doing all the menial services also. And Prabhuji, you became like a stellar example for me personally in that. And it's while one of the very striking things for me was while doing the services, or in general throughout your entire interactions with relationships with devotees, there was absolutely not even a tinge. It's like some people do not have to try to not take credit, or they don't have to try to become humble, because it's like ingrained in them. So I could not, there was, it's like one of the easiest persons to approach for anything. And I'm also even approaching him now for some of the things related to my to take some advice regarding the rentals, etc. And I'm still pinging him and bugging him now. So one of the easiest persons to approach for any kind of help. And while doing the services, and maybe others would also say that, while doing the services, you would not have the least feeling that he is something who would want something for himself, while he is very dedicated and sincere and professional in his seva. So this combination is very deadly in a way, because either you can become loose in your seva, that you don't even care for whether the seva happens or not, and especially happens in a very dedicated professional way or not. But he is doing it. I know he also did like website for the temple and things like that. So all of these services require very, very professional quality work. And but doing that and still being very gentle and polite, and not being there to take any, not even feeling that he would want to take any credit for it. So these qualities are actually very, it's like the Vaikuntha behavior, as they say, that that's very exemplary. And I really hope and pray that this is something I can myself learn from and imbibe on this, as I try to remember this, especially on this particular day. So I really hope and pray to Shri Radha, Neel Madhav, and Shri Lakshmi Narsimha Bhagwan, Shri Sita Ram Lakshman, Hanuman, Shri Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Maharani, Shri Gaur Nitai, Srila Prabhupada at Shri Radha Nil Madhav Dham, that they can they shower yourself, Mataji, and your kids with their very, very best blessings, and they, so that you may, whether you are in Seattle or you're there here in Bangalore, in Bharat Desh, that you may continue more, increasingly more in your loving devotional service to their lordships, and do so eternally. And you don't have to come back to this material world again, not come back to another material body again. This is our sincere prayer. And if you just, I think for in your case, we just continue doing whatever you are doing and all that, because there are so many wonderful qualities and dedication already there. And we hope and pray Lord will call you back, all of you, very, very, very right after this lifetime. And we, while you're in India, obviously anything, welcome to India again with all of this farewell. And anything we can do for you here, please let us know. Thank you very much again for your wonderful friendship and your exemplary inspiration. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Balaram Prabhu, for a very heartfelt farewell message from Seattle and welcoming message to India. I think Harilas Maharaj has joined, so I just want to check if he can talk now. Harilas Maharaj, can you hear me? Maharaj, you have to unmute your phone.
Hare Krishna, Opa Srila Prabhupada. Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Maharaj, we can hear you.
Okay, well, I can't really add too much more than what Balaram Leela said, but I will say one thing. One thing that amazed me the most about Prabhuji is when we first received our deer cows, Lakshmi and Narayan. And as soon as they came, they ran away. And we chased after them for about 5 hours, from like 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the morning, all over different neighborhoods in Redmond, near the farm. And we ended up also in a deep forest, and we were running through people's gardens and houses. You know, they were looking out the windows thinking we were like dacoits or something. Fortunately, nobody shot us. But the defining event of that evening was when Prabhuji tackled to the ground Narayana. It was the most amazing thing I ever saw in my life. Because Narayana was ferocious. He didn't want to be caught by anybody. And Prabhuji, because he bravely, as a Mahayogi, he had the strength and the determination, he put his arm around, he somehow or other, he grabbed the neck of Narayana, wrestled him to the ground, held him until everybody else came and tied up Narayana. And Narayana was fighting like anything, but yet Prabhu was able to hold him. So that was definitely a defining moment to see the incredible strength, courage, and determination. It was just amazing. If he didn't do that, I don't know what would have happened, because Lakshmi got away that night. We could not catch her or find her. But the fact that we were able to bring Narayan back to Madhavachandra's farm and lock him up, and he was fighting all the way. And the next day, she voluntarily came looking for him. and somehow or other she could sense that he was in Madhavachandra's farm, and eventually she just walked into the gates, and so I give my humble obeisances to Prabhu, and I'll never forget that because it was like a devastating thing. As soon as the two cows came into one fenced area, the door was one gate was left open accidentally. We didn't realize that. They ran away. And then, like I said, at least for 5 to 6 hours, we were running after them. So if he didn't tackle Narayan, and it wasn't easy to tackle him because he was running and jumping like anything. It was like very difficult to catch him. But Prabhuji did it. So thank you very much, Prabhu. I'll never forget that. That was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. Everything else that Balaram Leela said is factual and a testament to your sincerity, and it's a great loss to the temple that you're going to go back to India. So I am fervently praying that you come back when things are in a better situation for you, and I hope that you won't forget us. We won't forget you, that's for sure. And we're going to miss all the amazing services you're doing, all the varied and expert services that you have done, and I'm sure you will continue in India. So thank you very much, and I'll defer to other people because I'm sure many other people want to say something. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Harilas Maharaj. I still remember that night when Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu and our Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, they both kind of, I was not part of that witness, but I heard that they both jumped like a Matrix movie kind of a thing, and how they kind of subdued the Narayana. So yes, Maharaj, thank you. Thank you for sharing that very, very important incident on catching the cows. With that, is Damodar Hari Prabhu in the call because he has to go for a service? So Damodar Hari Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, I am here. Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. And I won't take long. So what Maharaj said actually put my eyes numb because I was just thinking that Prabhu, Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu has been so ingrained in our life that he has not even caught the Narayan cow, but he has kept me in the bhakti through his inspiring service. He has caught me actually out of the love and affection he has showered on us, the whole family. I have no words to describe. It's we say that yes, you have lot more bigger things to do. I think it's just a start. You have lot more bigger things to do and accomplish in bhakti, I mean. And Krishna is guiding you where you have to. And who knows, as Harivilas Maharaj is saying, that he may guide you back to Seattle because we need much, much bigger things to happen here. But I would say that, Prabhu, we say that what kind of association one should have. So one should have somebody who has Sajatiya Snigdha Satovare, right? We say that. So you are very, I have always found you to be very like-minded, very full of love, affection for, of course, you shower it all around everybody, but to us, you have really showered a lot of love and the things in confidence we have exchanged, shared how to grow. And Satovare, right? You are like, you bring the much exalted nature of a devotee through which can inspire anybody. And my first interaction with you was when a long time back, if I can go back, and I asked Prabhu where you are going on Friday. Then you were saying you are going to Bothell, and then you told me that you have started a batch, and that time there was a lot of traffic. It would take like 1.5 hours or so to go, in fact, or longer, but you would go. Like that was amazing. Like it was so inspiring, and through that the other thing I was talking to my wife that see, Krishna is everywhere, right? We see them, see him, right, in the various ways. Similarly, Prabhu is there everywhere. Like you see that when devotees are talking about the list of things Prabhu does, right? I don't need to even name, right? Because wherever you see, oh, Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu is in the altar. You go in the kitchen, oh, Sreenivas Prabhu is there in the kitchen also, right? You go outside and he's on the welcome desk also. Because that Prabhu is everywhere. Like so, in the good qualities, all the good qualities of the Krishna manifest in the wonderful devotee of the Lord, and that has manifested in Prabhu, right? So I just pray, Prabhu, wherever you are, you just be the inspiration, right? Inspire a lot more devotees. Neil Madhav always blesses you, and you will always be in our heart wherever you do the seva. I know that you are serving the Lord wherever you are. With that, Prabhu, wish you all the best. Hare Krishna to you. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Damodar Hari Prabhu. I see Namrata Prabhu. You are dialed in. Namrata Prabhu, can you speak now?
Prabhu, I'll speak later. Continue.
Okay. So, devotees, I also want to acknowledge here that Radhika Nam Mataji has also joined. Radhika Nam Mataji, will you be able to come on the video, or you okay with that, or? Okay, I didn't hear. Arjun Saka Prabhu, because he is also a service in the temple. Arjun Saka Prabhu, you are ready?
Hare Krishna, dear Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu, please accept my very humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to you and your very wonderful services that you have rendered to Shri Radha Neelamada. I think I completely echo with what the devotees earlier mentioned. We see you in the altar, we see you cooking, you are equally good at preaching. But I think there's one thing that attracts my mind and my heart. I said this earlier today, and I think I'll repeat it, and probably I will repeat it to anyone and everyone whom I meet, is how much attentive and determined is Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu when it comes to chanting his japa. I've seen this for past so many months, Prabhuji. Your attention that you give for chanting of the holy name, at least personally speaking for me, I can't even chant the holy name with my eyes closed for more than 5 minutes. But I have seen this, that you are able to chant with that same intensity, that same enthusiasm, that same determination for more than 1 hour. And we have all seen that when you chant. And I think we all agree to the fact that the hallmark of a very sincere and a very serious devotee is how much attention and how much respect he gives to the holy name. And I can definitely say that, Prabhuji, that you chant with so much seriousness and so much attention. So that is something I would want to learn from you. And I wholeheartedly pray, Prabhuji, that wherever you are, may Shri Radhesham, Krishna Balaram and Gaur Nitai empower you to preach Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission the way you have been doing here, and may you be able to serve the devotees the way you have been doing here. Exactly like the way Vrajaran Prabhu has just shared. Here also we find Prabhuji is chanting with his eyes closed. With so much attention.
Shared by Madhav Chandra Prabhu.
Madhav Chandra Prabhu, okay. So much attention. I always adore this fact, and I hope and pray that I can get some of that quality of chanting with so much attention that Prabhuji has. But at the same time, Prabhuji, being younger to you in age, I also pray for your blessings and prayers and best wishes so that I can also make some advancement on this path, and I can also get some taste and some seriousness in chanting the holy name. Thank you, Prabhuji, once again for all your very wonderful services. And I look forward to taking your association either here in Seattle or hopefully someday in Bangalore. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay. With that, thank you, Arjun Saka Prabhu. With that, now we will go on to the devotees list, because this was a prioritization based on the devotees who need to go for a services. So Navadip Nandadulal Prabhu, are you there? Navadip Nandadulal Prabhu? Sreenivas Sama Prabhu? Is he there? I see Thiru Prabhu joining from Texas. Thiru Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very true.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for the giving opportunity. Hare Krishna, Sreenivas Gopal Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru and Gauranga. Prabhuji, we really miss you, Prabhuji. And you are very close to us and our family. And you always open your doors, Prabhuji. Whenever we visit Seattle, you always welcome us. And thank you so much, Prabhuji. And you are really very inspired person, Prabhuji. As many devotees already echoed, the way you chant, Prabhuji, really it inspires everybody. You chant with very sincere and with very, intensify. I hope, Prabhuji, one day I should chant like you. And also, Prabhuji, we had very good memories, Prabhuji. And you are one of the core member in the devotee camping, where we used to celebrate the camping, Prabhuji. And we really enjoyed those memories, Prabhuji. And thank you for us giving opportunity, Prabhuji, to serve you whenever you come to Corvallis. And also, Prabhuji, wherever you are, Prabhuji, we pray to Sri Sri Radha Kalchandji here in Dallas for your spiritual advancement. And also, Prabhuji, please pray for us for our spiritual advancement also. And I wish you all the best to you and Mataji and Anvita and Advait, everybody, Prabhuji. And I hope whenever we come to India, we can meet in person, Prabhuji. And thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Thiru Prabhu, for dialing in from all the way from Texas.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
I see Vrajendra Sutta Prabhu. You said you will be in a call. Will you be able to talk, Prabhu? I am prioritizing you because it will be late for you. You are 2 hours behind us. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, everyone. Dhanyavad Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Hari Bol.
So, Vrajendra Sutta Prabhu, this is a humble request.
Are you able to?
Yes, Prabhu.
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I think you're in. Humble request, Prabhu. Can you? So, humble request to all the devotees to make this farewell very personal. If you can kindly turn on your videos, if possible, that's my humble request. Not now, again, whenever you are about to speak. so at least the speaker during the Zoom session, if you can turn on your videos, so Prabhu can also see you, and you can make it, if possible, if you are comfortable. That's my humble suggestion. With that, Rajendra Sudha Prabhu, please go ahead, Prabhu. Rajendra Sudha Prabhu, you are speaking on mute.
Yes, Prabhu. I'm just like, okay. Is it audible, Prabhu?
Yes, clear. Yes, clear.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada, everyone. Hare Krishna. Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu, Hari Bol. Like, when I heard it itself, like I told Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu came here last month. He visited Dallas. So he was telling me like about this one. So we felt a little bit sad as well as happy also, because he's going to be stay with the family. And Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu is always like a very kind and whenever, like most of the time when we came to Seattle, most of the time we stayed at Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu's house only. Radhika Mataji and Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu, very nice. Actually, they used to welcome us anytime. Like we used to tell them actually, like, at the last minute, we never used to plan Seattle trips upfront. We used to always last minute, we used to start from the Corvallis and we used to reach Seattle, like when we are like 4.5 hours before, we used to tell them, Prabhu, we are coming. So Prabhu and Mataji never used to say no, like they always used to say, always please come. So they always like gave a warm welcome and very nice staying, and Prabhuji, especially Mataji, used to take care of us very nicely, including the prasadam from the breakfast to night dinner. Even if we go to the temple and eat the prasadam, still they used to ask us like, okay, any other things we need to, can we make and eat at home also, like prasadam. So very nice. And as everyone said, Prabhuji's like sincerity in chanting and seva. One time I got a chance to like Prabhuji was cooking for the deities, and one time I got a chance to help him. I saw that wonderful thing once. I'm surprised in that he switched on 6 stoves in the kitchen, and 6 stoves burners are running, and 6 items he's making at the same time. I was shocked. I said, what? Like he was making in one stove, like one burner dosa, another thing, another sabji. At a time, like we almost like in a 45 minutes or 50 minutes, he made so many items, and Boga went for like Radha Neel Madhav. I was really surprised to see like because I saw like many devotees cooking in kitchens, like, but not like Prabhuji. So that's wonderful actually, like Prabhuji nicely gave me that day opportunity, like to at least help him in that service when I was in Seattle. And we used to talk a lot about even the scriptures wise and the Vedic mathematics Sunday school wise. He used to help us a lot for the Portland also. He used to give a lot of suggestions, things. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for that. And yes, Seattle, it will be a little bit, I'm feeling a little bit sad because Prabhuji is living Seattle. So I can see that like it will be like a big loss for the devotees, like you are compassionate and tolerance and patience, services, so many services. As everyone rightly mentioned, Prabhu will be there in all. Like not only like, okay, this Prabhuji cannot do it or something. No, we can see Prabhuji in all the places. So, and he used to come to Corvallis for the dramas also. Like whenever we celebrated like Corvallis Janmashtami, all the way like Seattle devotees along with Prabhu also came, Braj Krupa Prabhu and so many other devotees. Like those times, like Panda Vijay Prabhu, Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu used to come and perform the same drama performance at Corvallis too. And he used to help us in the other like prasada making and distribution and preaching activities, everything in Corvallis too. Such a wonderful devotee. So we always pray to the Radha Kalachandji and for Prabhuji's and Mataji and family, Advaita and Anvita too. So for their spiritual progress. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Rajendra Sudar Prabhu. So thank you, Rajendra Sudar Prabhu, for dialing in from all the way from Dallas. So dear devotees, I would also like to again repeat, Radhika Mataji has also joined the call. So if some Matajis are there as part of this Zoom session and would like to say some words of appreciation for Radhika Mataji, even for Prabhuji's also, so please include it. So with that, again, I'm going by this list. The devotees have kind of put the request to speak. Navadip Nandadulal Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Go ahead, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I don't know how to start, but first I would like to pray to Shri Radha Nilmadhav, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Srila Prabhupada, plus my Guru Maharaj, that the best of the spiritual and the material opulences should reach you. And undoubtedly, you are the recipient for that. Having said that, if somebody asks me, who is a perfect Vaishnava, I would simply direct that person to you. You have almost all that 26 qualities which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has listed. I don't have words. I know you don't like me to glorify you. You have always stopped me from doing that. However, I'm a little emotional today because I would certainly miss your association. And at the same time, I'm happy to you because you are relocating to Bangalore, my home city. And my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, he has told that Bangalore is the first Krishna conscious city of South Asia. We have 5 big temples there. And I think once you go there, I'm sure there is so much waiting for you. All the different skills and the know-how that you have gained will be put to the best use. Prabhuji, more than that, I don't really have much to tell you. I wish you all the best, and very soon I will meet you again in Bangalore. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Navdeep Nandudullah Prabhu. Gauranga Chandra Prabhu, you will be next, followed by Nanda Maharaj Prabhu from Bothal. Gauranga Chandra Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Vanchakalpatarvacha krupasindhuvevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavabhyo namo. So Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu, everything that devotees have said so far, I thought I knew all your glories, but then when Maharaj spoke, I realized a very different dimension of you. So it's very inspiring to be part of this conversation. So I will keep it short because I agree with everyone that said, but I would add some personal experiences. Myself and Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu, it happened that we went to Vrindavan, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj Yatra, in the same flight. And it was time for the Kartik Yatra. So right in the middle of night, in the dark aeroplane, 33,000 feet in the air, somebody comes near my seat and says, okay, now let's sing Damodar Ashtakam. Now the whole plane is sleeping. And we were standing there singing Damodar Ashtakam. That is the power of association. I noticed that it was so inspiring to have Prabhuji on the flight that it completely transforms the experience of things around you. There are many, many good stories with Prabhuji, but just sharing some of that. Prabhuji is also, he used to attend Nritya Gauranga Prabhu's Bhagavad-Gita classes. I remember very humbly, very sincerely used to take notes. I think so. He's learned from many, many people in the congregation. Shows the power of the DYS or SSR also, what kind of a wonderful devotees come and they do Himalayan services. So Prabhuji, we wish you good luck in the whole transition. We ourselves have gone through that. So we understand it can be pretty challenging, but knowing your, the 3 C's that you already carry, the character, competence, and capacity, and the way you are going to continue your services even from Bangalore for our temple over here. I feel you are going, but at the same time, we are not really parting from each other. So I look forward to find out ways to connect with you, be with you, and wish you all the good luck. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Gauranga Chandra Prabhu. So next will be Nanda Maharaj Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, everybody. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gaurang. I can't thank Srinivas Prabhu enough for cultivating Krishna consciousness into my and my family's life. You have already all of you have spoken about so many services that Prabhuji has taken up at the temple, but for our family personally, like he has changed our life for good, like for the entirety of our life. Our life wouldn't be same otherwise. He is our like mentor, our teacher, our guide throughout like so many years. And teaching tough students like us is not an easy feat. It requires a lot of patience and persistence and enthusiasm, and to teach weak students like us who are not interested in learning, bullheaded, lazy, unwilling to take up any service, anything, and still through his encouragement and inspiration we could do something. It has been 6 years now that Prabhuji has been taking classes for the Bothal group continuously every Friday. And Prabhuji started Bhakti Vriksha classes at our home in back in January 2016 with DYS. And then again, he continued with classes on various other topics like food, mood, and karma, and then workshops on parenting. And then subsequently, we continued with Bhagavad-Gita, Ishopanishad, Nectar of Instruction, and now Nectar of Devotion, which is still going on. So now our like classes are online, but before pandemic, he used to drive to Bothal every Friday with in addition to his already so many committed services that he has to do like temple services on Saturdays early morning. But yeah, like he would leave our home at 9 o'clock in the evening. He'd reach maybe by 10:30 and again back to services Saturday morning. So this is really, really commendable. Like for 4 years continuously, he drove to Bothal every day. Not every day, every Friday. But that was so inspiring. And he's also like full of so many ideas of how to engage in service and spread Krishna consciousness. Any little skill that you have, that can be used in Krishna service, and he's like very expert in that. He also connected us with other devotees in this congregation. Otherwise, like we would be like lost. Prabhu, I'll just say that I'll always be indebted to you for everything you have done for us, my family. I wouldn't have made any progress in the spiritual life without you. So my prayers at the lotus feet of Sri Sri Radha Nilmadhav Crew and Gauranga for you to keep inspiring and bring people closer to Krishna wherever you are. Yeah, that's my only prayers. All the best for your wherever you are. Sri Sri Radha Nilmadhav ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Anant Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. That's it, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I'd also like to add. I'd like to say something, and I want to say that you've given us a lot, Prabhuji. The best thing that anybody could give into anybody's life, you've given us. The gift you've given us is very precious, very valuable, and we'll be indebted to you forever for this. And Prabhuji, I'm still here asking, please keep us still in your association. Please just, pray for us, bless us, and just keep us in your association. We will miss you a lot, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Nanda Maharaj Prabhu. Thank you, Yashoda Mataji, for your very heartfelt message. Next, Brajikrupa Prabhu, I have to, because he has to join in another meeting. So Brajikrupa Prabhu, you want to come on? Let's go. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, Vajraman Prabhu. Yeah. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhu. Yeah. There is so much to say about Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. We had a very, very close relationship and association. Since we came to Seattle in 2012, he is one of the first whom we visited. Devotees took there. Mahalchandra Prabhu and Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu were very, very caring and loving for us in the beginning days. And my wife found very good friend in Radhakana Mataji. For many years, we could never think that we could part away like this. But yeah, destiny has it. But anyway, I'm not going to be too far away from Prabhu. we are going to be in the same team while he's in India. So that's a good part of it. Yeah, Prabhu has been a great well-wisher for us as a family, and a very close connection that we'll miss in Seattle. Yeah, so even during pandemic times, Prabhu was, would give his association whenever he's in India, whenever he's in the US. He was frequently visiting India, but almost weekly he would come and talk to Manjari, spend some time and play with her. It was very, very caring and loving. Even my daughter loves him very much. She always looks for gifts from Prabhu. Whenever he comes, he'll bring some gifts. That's what her experience is, Manjari. Yeah. So most memorable thing that I learned from Prabhu was his humility. Is very, very down to earth, always willing to improve on whatever service he does, he wants to improve. And I feel so inspired by that quality. I always look for this Vaishnava quality in Prabhuji. Yeah, so, and Prabhuji, as all devotees mentioned already, he renders multitude of services. I always feel how much he was really empowered, really so fortunate. He does deity service, cooking, yoga, preaching. Previously, he was doing Vedic math. In every department, Prabhu was there. He was cooking pizzas. It's like so much empowered. I really pray that one day, we can learn a part to be, to get a part of that mercy, to be engaged in a multitude of services like Prabhuji. Yeah. And another great quality is Prabhu is very tenacious. He never gives up anything. He would learn anything to give. Yeah. He gives his best 100% in anything he does, and very tenacious, doesn't give up, goes to the core of the problem and learns it and solves it. So that was a very great inspiration for me. And he has great ability to take challenges. Yeah, it was not easy with family being in India, but I never say him little bit also sad or morose. He was always very enthusiastic in all services. In fact, he engaged more and more in services during those times, and temple had always depended on him for either deity services or cooking. Anytime we need some extra service, Prabhu is happily willing to do that. That was the experience of everybody in the temple. Yeah, it was amazing to to have the association of Prabhu in various services, in deity dressing or cooking, and we did also Vedic math together. It was an amazing experience, and I'll really miss that close association. But I really feel fortunate that we'll still attend the same Scrum meetings at office. So I'll still be in close touch with Prabhu. Yeah. Yeah. So and of course, Mataji is also equally loving and caring to our family. And I want to give to Mohini Sundari to speak a few words for Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna, Radhika Mataji, can you switch on your video, please?
Mataji, sorry, actually, I'm driving back.
Okay, Mataji. Yes.
Sorry.
So, yeah, we all know about Prabhuji's services, and then everybody shared about Prabhuji's services. And I just want to show a few pictures about what Mataji is doing in Bangalore, because generally when people move from US to India, and then people think that they don't have any association because the temples are far away, and then we are isolated in some or other, and But Radhika Namaji is not like that, and Mataji is actually doing much more services than what she was doing here. Because when we are here, we are only committed to few services, and then we have been doing that those services for many years. But when Mataji moved to India, and first she did a yoga course, and then she became a certified yoga teacher, and she's doing jewelry for deities, and not I mean, some of you might have known that Mataji actually sent pile and hip bells for all the deities in our altar for Nityanand Trayodasi. So actually, pujaris kept the jewelry on, offered the jewelry for all the deities on Nityanand Trayodasi. And not only to our deities, Mataji actually makes and sends the jewelry to different temples in India also. And recently, Mataji started learning embroidery work, and then she started stitching the dress, and then she started doing embroidery on the dress and then stitching the dress, and then she's sending them too. So I want to show you a few pictures about what she is doing rather than me telling it. Okay. So this is what Radhika Namaji made for her deities on Nityanand Trayodasi. This is her Laddu Gopal, and so she actually did that embroidery, and then she stitched the dress, and even pagdis also she made. So these are different type of jewelries that she is making in Bangalore. So pile and then some chokers or something like that, and these are the jewelry that she sent it to our temple. So yeah, this is a one. And so she also sent to GV Wada. So yes. Yeah, so she actually what are the details names? So they actually graciously put a pile on his feet. So these are the pile that she made and then sent it to GV. And this is the dress that Mataji made and sent it to my home deities. And then she did embroidery, and then she actually stitched it, and she took a lot of time to do it also. And this is the down picture is the dress that she sent it to me. And so that this is an unfinished backdrop she was doing last year for her own home deities. So I think I didn't have the full picture of that. And this is Prabhuji always doing services, and this is one of the Laddu Gopal dress that she made. And yeah, so Rajavan Prabhu mentioned that she also makes a lot of nice cakes, and this is one of the cake that she made for Radha Neela Madhav on Janmashtami. Yeah. Yes. So back in 2000, I think this is the picture in 2016. So she was making gajuras and petal garlands for our deities. And this is one of her one festival she made these kind of hip bells for all the deities in our temple altar. Yes, so this is the last picture that I have, the whole family, Mataji, Prabhuji, and Advait and Anita. So Prabhuji, we are going to miss your association. And it's not, so when everybody is glorifying you, so I just want to tell one more point, that you always encourage us, encourage my children to, and encourage me and my Prabhuji also to do various services. And I always wonder, how do you get that, that much empowerment? But I also know that you always take guidance from senior devotees like Govind Prabhu and Harivilas Maharaj and Rohini Priya Prabhu. So please pray for us and then keep us in your prayers.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And I want to tell one more thing about Mataji, that actually there are so many things. I wrote it down, but I want to tell one. When we were working in Synergy, we had a small a small nest in our school, and then there were birds in it. So unfortunately, the birds were killed by one of the child, and like all of us like suggesting that let's just put them away so that none of other creatures will come inside the school. So Mataji very lovingly and caringly took the birds from our school, and then she actually buried them while chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So that actually inspired me a lot. And then she was very compassionate to all the living entities.
Thank you so much. Prabhu.
Thank you, Brajikapra Prabhu. Thank you, Mohini Sundari Mataji. So the next set of speakers will be Krishna Keshav Prabhu, Devnath Hari Prabhu, Sridhar Gopal Prabhu. And thank you, Brajikapra Prabhu, Mohini Sundari Mataji, for including the message even for Radhikana Mataji. So, and that's kind of, if you all, the next set of speakers, if you want to include, please also include the message for Radhikana Mataji. And I also humbly request all the parents, if your children wants to speak for Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu, please ask them to come forward. As you all know, as Brajikapra Prabhu mentioned, Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu deals with the children very lovingly, very affectionately. I have personally experienced with my kid as well as all the congregation kids. So humble request to all the parents, if your children wants to speak glorifying Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu, please ask them to come forward. So with that, Krishna Keshav Prabhu from Portland, Camas. Prabhu, please manifest on the video.
So, Hare Krishna Prabhu. I'm sorry for joining very late. I had some service at home. So I have some video issue, Prabhu. I'll try to on, but
okay.
Yeah. Please accept my humble obeisance to all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu, and Radhikana Mataji. So, of course, I don't stay in that close association of proximity in Seattle, Dham area, but definitely we got inspired by his sincere services. One thing especially I want to mention, since we are out of town, devotees visiting Seattle. So at least several times I called Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu on the way to Seattle. Prabhu, we are coming. We planned we're coming. So he was always accommodative. In general, I noticed that mood in Seattle devotees, but always we took liberty and calling and going ad hoc. And Mataji, Radhikana Mataji also very spontaneously always accepted going, visiting their home and staying on different occasions. Not only our family going, one time even my family visiting from India, my uncle, aunt, my mother's brother's family. So we all went in back, stayed there. So always serving mode, that's something admiring. Sreenivas Gopal would like to learn that. And occasionally when you visited here recently, last month, before visiting India in the recent trip. So I see your work and morning sadhana, very inspiring. So, and so, yes, Prabhu, certainly we miss you. I did, of course, I did come for a short visit yesterday. I took your association. I know you're so busy schedule, and in spite of that, you accommodated some time, and we really felt very happy. Though it's a long drive, we were really happy. Thank you very much for all your association. Prabhu, will miss you here, certainly. And everywhere, in camping also. We can continuously say many things, but thank you, Prabhu. We really very sure enjoyed your association, and looking forward to seek more association in the future as well. Thank you. I wish you all the best in future endeavors, and good luck, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Krishna Keshav Prabhu. So just as an announcement for all the devotees, So devotees, since the spreadsheet was already published and devotees have already entered in a sequence, so I will give preference to the devotees who have already entered their name to respect, because they have already kind of prioritized their the time for it. But everyone will get an opportunity to speak for sure. So there is no hurry. So that's why I'm following a sequence which is in the spreadsheet, which is published, and everybody can view it. So with that, Devnath Hari Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you very much for the opportunity to say a few words for His Grace Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu and Mataji. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, His Grace Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances, and Mataji. Prabhu, I am running out of words. I have said only a few things, but still running out of words. It's a very emotional moment for me and my family. Prabhuji, you and Mataji, you are an amazing example of leading a perfect Grahastha life, who is completely immersed and engaged in Krishna consciousness, and who have devoted wholeheartedly to the movement and to the service, along with the kids. You and Mataji have raised and will be raising the kids so nicely from such a tender age that they are fully developing and will develop into Krishna conscious devotees. Prabhuji, you are a very simple-hearted devotee with simple living and your dealings. It's so wonderful, Prabhuji, to see you involve everyone in the service. You appear so quiet. You are a devotee of few words, but yet so knowledgeable in Shastras and scriptures. You are sincere, in fact, very sincere in anything and everything you do, Prabhuji. Your service attitude is full of devotion, dedication, and determination. And even in the most stressful situation, you are always smiling. And your smile is so infectious that it immediately boosts or uplift the morale of all the devotees. Prabhuji, you have amazing skills in making sweets, whether it is the dates halwa or whether it is pizzas, burritos, and other prasadam. We will miss your energetic dancing, Prabhuji, and your infectious and so focused group chanting. So your infectious enthusiasm will definitely be missed, Prabhuji. You pay so much attention and focus to everything you do, and meaning you're so meticulous in whatever you do. And in spite of your busy schedule with so many services, you listen so attentively and so empathetically. You have allowed me, Prabhuji, to attend your Nectar of Devotion and Nectar of Instruction classes. You are so simple in explaining things that even a Muda like me can understand. Even though you are preaching and teaching so many classes, whether it is Bhagavad-Gita or Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, or the yoga classes, you are so down to earth. You are so easily approachable. You are always available and accessible. And you never show that attitude of, teaching so many things or of a preacher. You are always humble. You have so much patience, Prabhuji, to teach. As I was saying, you took me in your class and you have taught me how to make pizza, the dates halwa, burritos, in spite of your busy schedule of so many services. I pray to Sri Radhanil Madhav for your continuous association. And even though you are going far, but in this age of digital communication, I pray that we continue to get your association through preaching, teaching, and other activities, and pray for your spiritual growth. Please forgive for any offenses we made, Prabhuji, and keep us in your prayers. Hare Krishna. Janani wants to say a few words, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. My humble obeisances to Guru Maharaj and all the devotees on the call. Vanchakalpatarabhyascha kripa sindhu bevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Prabhuji, my Prabhu, have known you for a long time, but for me, my first interaction with your family started with Mataji. When Anay was starting in Vedic school, I wanted to see how the environment looked like. We always enjoyed coming to temple, hearing Guru Maharaj's lectures, kirtan, prasadam. Vedic school was new to us. So when Anay started, I decided to sit in the couple of classes to see whether, it is something he's going to like or resist going to. So he started in Mataji's class. And I saw Mataji was so caring and compassionate. And I totally believe that senior devotees, they lead by example. So a person like me who was new, just seeing Mataji's compassionate behavior, the caring nature, and her dealings with so many kids, making noise, trying to participate and trying not to participate. So all kinds of behavior, she was dealing so maturely and so nicely. And I immediately developed a liking for her. I haven't interacted much with her, but I know, my heart tells me that she's a genuine devotee and a very, very good person by heart. Just by, seeing her, observing her, how she dealt with all the kids in the Vedic school. And I had few interactions with Advait, not a lot because Mataji and kids moved to India, but he had been such a good influence on Anay. And coming to you, Prabhuji, I haven't interacted much with you either, but I just want to share my experiences. So when Prabhu got the date halwa home, and when I ate that halwa, I felt something. I said, I have never eaten anything like this. In my entire life, I have never eaten something like this. I did not know who made it. I am not fond of sweets. I don't like sweets a lot. But I took 3 servings of that dates halwa. And you will not believe it. I just couldn't stop praising. And then I asked Prabhu, who made this? It's just out of this world. And Prabhu said that it's Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu who made it. Another incident I want to point out or, share with all the other devotees, which I think it's going to be there in my heart always, no matter what, is that I was doing dishes in the kitchen. And I was looking for slippers because I had some injury in my leg and I wanted to wear slippers to avoid it hurting me. And I was looking at everybody with, I had a lookout, like if somebody can give me chappals. There was shortage of chappals. Everybody was wearing chappals and everybody kept saying, look here, look there, look here, look there. I don't know if you heard that conversation, but you were also walking through that area which was wet. You were wearing chappals and you stopped there and you immediately stopped there and then you gave me your chappals. And you said, Mataji, take this. And I don't know, it's just that all these little gestures, Prabhuji, it showcases what kind of a person you are interacting with. I just immediately felt that such a caring attitude, he is a devotee. I am not judging you, Prabhuji, by any means. I have no qualification to judge you. But just by observing senior devotees is how we learn. And these little gestures mean a lot to us, Prabhuji, these little gestures of kindness. I have always seen you enjoying Kirtan, Prabhuji. I have never interacted with you before that, but I actually developed a desire to serve in association with you after that incident. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for encouraging me to serve and encouraging my kids. thank you to Mataji. And they are continuing Vedic school till now. So this is all credit goes to Mataji, in whose class Anay started, and all the other Matajis who have been teaching him after that. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. I don't have lofty words, but I just want to say that I am so happy for you that you are moving closer to your family. You are moving to India. You will have more and more chances to go to Vrindavan and all the other holy places. So I am very happy for you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, please bless us and keep us in your prayers. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Janani Mataji. Thank you, Devnath Hari Prabhu. So now next set of speakers, I have kind of put it in the chat. So Sridhar Gopal Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji.
And it will be followed by Sreenivas Sharan Prabhu, which I don't see he's there. Adidev Prabhu. And then we'll follow the list in the same sequence.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhu bheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving me the opportunity to speak. I think I know Prabhuji since many years, but I've been involving under Prabhuji for Saturday morning cooking service, I think since 2016. Since from that day onwards till today, Prabhu has been showing the same level of dedication and enthusiasm in cooking very delicious prasadam for Krishna. So he keeps maintaining the same level of that consistency. He is always showing that ever increasing enthusiasm in cooking for service for Krishna. So this reminds me now in 10.8 Krishna says, Ham vai sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante ma buddha bhava samanvita. So Krishna says buddha bhava samanvitaha. Whatever you do, the devotion service, worship with wholeheartedly. So Prabhu, whatever he does while cooking, he does with wholeheartedly. He does with emotions, he does with the feelings. He always thinks that, okay, how can I make this dish very delicious so that we can offer to Krishna? So he maintains his consciousness while cooking also. I have been noticing that for so many years. Till today also, he has that sincerity, that wholeheartedness. Okay, I have to make very quality, delicious item to Krishna and offer to it. So he has that always thinking in mind, okay, making good for Krishna. That means Prabhu shows a lot of whatever he does wholeheartedly. That's what I've been observing. Prabhuji, I'm really I'm saying I'm so fortunate to have an association for so many years. Really, I can't say, there are no words to express that one. That's one thing. And next thing is, every week Prabhuji always comes up with the new items, so which I have never heard of. He says that, Prabhuji, today we are going to cook this special sweet for Krishna, and at that moment Prabhu says that, okay, these are the steps, this is the recipe, and we have to cook it. But at the same time, we have to finish it by 8:30 without compromising the quality. Somehow we rush and make it, and everything comes nicely. And after everything prasad food to Krishna, then he comes down and says, Prabhuji, I'm so sorry, I gave you trouble. Then I used to say, Prabhuji, why you are saying sorry? Because we are cooking for Krishna. But Prabhuji still says with a lot of affection and humility, Prabhuji, please, sorry. So that shows the whatever the humility that Prabhu is showing. It's really amazing, Prabhuji. You touched my hearts every week. I always wait to go for Saturday morning cooking, because I want to take association of Prabhuji, because that gives me a lot of happiness. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. And next thing is, I have been involving Saturday Bhagavad-Gita class also, so under Prabhuji, to help students. So I've been seeing that for almost 2 years. Prabhuji has that great taste for preaching. He has a lot of patience while answering questions to the students, and he has that great dedication how to spread the Krishna consciousness to more and more people, how to please His Holiness Harilas Maharaj, how to please Guru Maharaj, how to please Srila Prabhupada, how to introduce the Krishna consciousness to more and more people. Prabhuji always striving for that. He always has that great taste, but it always mesmerizes me how Prabhuji is developing that taste. Prabhuji, you really inspired me in so many ways. There are no words for that. and we want your association again and again. You are not going far away. Whenever we come to India, we'll meet you, because that is my landing place in Bangalore. So I really, it really inspired me in so many ways, Prabhuji. And wherever we go, we are sure that you will make wonders, either materially or spiritually. So I'm praying to Sri Radha Nila Madhav and Nrsimhadev Bhagavan to protect you always and your family, to grow spiritually and spread Krishna consciousness to so many people wherever you go, Prabhuji. And at the same time, in your long association, by either knowingly or unknowingly, if I had committed any offenses, please kindly forgive me. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Sridhar Gopal Prabhu. I'm not seeing Srinivas Sharan Prabhu is there. If not, Adidev Prabhu, followed by Radha Vinod Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. So Prabhuji, I would like to say thank you to you for inspiring us in so many ways. And as we have heard so many qualities of Prabhuji, I will repeat some of them and I will add some of them too as well. One, that in every service, as Prabhuji is doing so many services, one thing I have observed is he's giving full attention to the detail. He's doing perfectly. Whatever service Prabhuji is picking up, he's doing perfectly. Either it's yoga or altar service or cooking or cooking in festival as well. And plus, even Prabhuji is doing setup in Anand Mela and other festivals, everything to the perfect, to the perfection. So this is very, very inspiring to us, Prabhuji. And please continue to inspire us. And as Maharaj has mentioned about that cow ran away, that incident. And fortunately, I was there. I didn't do anything, but I was just like an observer. And I was also running in the to catch them, but I didn't do much. But it was a so unique experience that is still very fresh to my thinking. And when I saw Sreenivas Gopal Prabhuji was holding Narayan and Narayan was hitting with his full force, like pushing with his full force. And I was amazed, like how Prabhuji alone he's handling this. And that got just registered in my thought process very, very deep. So this is one of the incident that I always remember. And also, I would like to share one more thing. As Prabhuji is precise in everything, so as Prabhuji is cooking so many unique items like pizza or some veggie wrap or some other unique items in festivals. So Prabhuji is very, very perfect in figuring out his all items that he wants those to be loaded and available in the ground. So he generally come up with a full list, like including how many spoon and what salt and what not, every single thing with the complete list. And plus he will try to arrange as much as possible, like 80 to 90% things he will already arrange and keep it on the side. He will say, okay, these are my things that I wanted in the park or in the festival. So he was so precise in everything, like so minute thing as well, like these are my things to be loaded, including every spices. So I was learning in all the aspects from the Prabhuji. And one day we were just discussing exactly the same, the list to load for Prabhuji's pizza. And on that day, Maharaj came and he told me, always listen to Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. And from that day, I'm more sincere in listening to Prabhuji. So Prabhuji, please bless me so that I will listen to you more sincerely and your guidance. And Prabhuji is also guiding us for the kids as well, like how to make kids more Krishna conscious every day, like day by day, how to cultivate Krishna consciousness for the kids as well. So we will miss your association, Prabhuji, and please forgive us for any offenses that we have done. And Gopal Krishna also would like to share.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Ji, I like the pizza what you make. Hari bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji. And Sita Priti would also like to just add a little bit.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Mataji, I would like to say thank you to you for engaging me in serving Rohini Priya Prabhu. I was so amazed that you thought of me sitting there, and I was able to serve Rohini Priya Prabhu for some time. And 7-8 years back, I remember we used to do service in the kitchen, temple kitchen. It was 8 o'clock bhoga they used to prepare. So at that time, I learned you make cinnamon rolls, bread, and I learned that everything you do is just perfect. So that aspect really inspired me. Whatever you do with perfection. That bread came so nice, clean. It was just perfect. And but then Prabhuji also from last few Sundays we are having that pizza also. So I was telling Prabhuji, Adidev Prabhuji, that Prabhuji and Mataji, they make bread so perfect, like just neat. We cannot make like that. And parenting is another aspect that that inspire us. The way you are raising both the kids, Anvita and Advait. I see the Facebook videos, the kirtan that that is being done. So it is so much inspiring. Thank you, Mataji, Prabhuji, for your association. We will miss you here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you, Adidev Prabhu. Thank you, Sita Priti Mataji. Radha Vinod Prabhu needs some time. Radhanand Prabhu, can you go next, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanvat Pranam. Jai Shri Prabhupada. So I have some very fond memories of Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. We moved here around, I think it was late 2016. So it's almost 5 years. And as everyone said, every time we see Prabhu, he's always engaged in so many different kinds of services. It's just so amazing to see such devotees who have so much talent, so much different kind of skills, and most importantly, they are engaging. Prabhu is engaging those skills in the service of Sri Sri Radha Nil Madhav. So not only Prabhu but entire family. I do have very fond memories of both the children when they were all here. How they were nicely engaged in the service, and very nicely cultivated, so well learned in philosophy and different arts. So one of the things that I recall, as I was mentioning this morning as well in the Japa call, that whenever I see Prabhu, like sometimes while commuting to office, when I would see Prabhu in the bus, he's always listening to classes or chanting, and he's not at all disturbed by the commotion, all the commotion that's going on in the bus. And for me, I can say it's personally very difficult, like while I'm commuting, to be so focused, and I found it really inspiring. That to be, no matter what situation you are, how to be so absorbed is something that I could learn from Prabhu. On other occasions, Prabhu was very kind enough to engage me in some service. And Prabhuji used to go to Bothell to conduct classes. Sometimes, if he was not available, he mercifully allowed me to be engaged in that fashion. So I'm glad that I was able to do some service to as he engaged me. And on Saturdays, Prabhuji is always in the evening. He has this service for cooking bhoga for the deities. And at the same time, when my service is there to clean the rice cooker, and you have to be very careful to make sure that none of the impurities kind of spill over while Prabhuji is cooking. And Prabhuji is, I try to be very careful. Prabhuji is always very tolerant, and he would never, what to say, like he would be very kind, and he allow me to do the service. So Prabhuji, I ask for any forgiveness for any offenses that I might have committed while you are doing services, direct service to the deities. So we wish you all the best in all the endeavors, spiritually as well as materially, and we wish you all success in all respects. And again, if any offense is committed by us, kindly forgive us.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji, Radhika Mataji. Please accept my humble pranam at your lotus feet and all the Vaishnava devotees on call here. My humble obeisances unto you. Hearing all the glorious, pastimes and all the homages, all the offerings, it was very heart touching, Prabhu, very, very heart touching. Especially when Janani Mataji was expressing that while she had some hurt in her leg and while she was cleaning the pot in the kitchen, deity kitchen, Krishna's kitchen, where she was looking for, some support, some, help for her feet. And how you mercifully offered, like here, Mataji, please take that. That was completely so much heart touching, Prabhu. When I was hearing, my eyes were moist. I could feel, hearing all the offerings are such glorious. Hare Krishna, Hare. And for Radhika Mataji, I remember when I, very recently, newly moved here, and I used to observe two Matajis every day. Whenever we used to come almost every day, every evening for Bhagavad-Gita class, Haridas Maharaj's class initially. We were very close by, only 4 minutes drive there, near Vintage Bodio. And then, there are two Matajis on the back altar, on the Pujari. I also always used to admire and observe them. They're very peaceful. And one of them was Radhika Mataji, that I had always admired since the day one, where she would peacefully, serve the deities. I have never seen a person who's ever disturbed or disturbing, like as we, sometimes so it's very peaceful to see. And Advaita I especially remember, because Shaurya and Advaita used to play a lot. And I remember when Advaita and children were going back to India, Shaurya used to frequently ask for at least some days that are they coming back, or can we meet them there? Siddhu and Advaita, I remember they used to always chase each other, Shaurya, and Shaurya will run after them, especially summer times. It used to be so lively. Everybody will sit. वो आंगन बोलते ना मंदिर का, आंगन के वहाँ पे सब बैठे, माताजी बैठे, बच्चे खेल रहे. It used to be very amazing memories. So Hare Krishna Prabhu, we wish all the best, to Matajis and both the children, very nicely, brought into Krishna consciousness. Very inspiring children. I remember 9-year-old at that time, Advait used to read all the Shastras. Chaitanya Charitamrita he had read, even Srimad Bhagavatam. So philosophically, he'll be very staunch, giving answers anytime if there was any quiz. It's amazing, Prabhu. To hear all this, offerings of all the devotees is very heart touching. We wish we could have got more association, but we pray that maybe, sometimes in India we get your association, and in the future also. And please forgive us, Prabhu, begging for forgiveness if ever we have committed any offense unknowingly or knowingly, or by our actions. Please forgive us, seeking your forgiveness at your lotus feet, Prabhu, and seeking for your mercy and blessings, Prabhu. Please give us your mercy and blessings. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam. So, many times I see Advait playing chess in the temple, and I always see how they play chess, and I learn a little how to play chess, and I like how they play the chess. And many times, Advaita and me usually play tag outside the temple, like nearby the entrance. We usually play tag, and it's very fun. I like it. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Such a nice, sweet family offering. Thank you, Radha and Prabhu. Thank you, Nagdeji Mataji. Thank you, Shaurya. Radha Vinod Prabhu is ready. So, Radha Vinod Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dhanavad. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So I think Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu and our family, I think that's the longest journey we had with Prabhuji's family. Being like, my children and Prabhu's children, and also Amar Prabhu's children, like, these all are same age group, right? So we used to have a lot of fun together. We used to go Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu's family, and they used to come our place, and we used to go to Amar Prabhu's place. So kids actually like related us very closely, and we used to have a lot of fun, and we actually like visited many places together, like Corvalis or like some places, and we really had a good time. Like of course, this is like might look like some material trip, something like that, but we wanted to enjoy kids at the same time. We wanted to keep them in Krishna conscious activities, right? So we used to make prasadam, and so we don't want to make sure that like only Krishna conscious, not getting like nothing else, but we used to like merge both of them, like and so that at the same time kids enjoy it and then they follow Krishna consciousness. That's how we used to do, and definitely like that was wonderful memories from Prabhuji's family, and especially Mataji's was very welcoming. Every time we go their home, she always used to serve something. Like we used to enjoy the treats. A lot of times, like get-togethers, and Mataji, of course, Krishna Chaitanya and Advait, Sidhu. These are like close friends. So they used to play like variety of games together, and of course, Advait and Sidhu, Chaitu, like they all are like especially these two guys are like attending different classes together, like especially chess, right? In the last like before actually they are going to India, they were playing chess together and attending classes and attending competitions. They used to always discuss, and they used to come our home, and we used to go their place. So it was really like amazing good memories, Prabhuji and Mataji. Especially like I remember one time, like when we came, we used to live in Bellevue, right? And after you came here to Samamish, we moved to Samamish in I think 2010. So I think that's a winter time. A lot of snow happened, and then power gone for like I think 2 days or 3 days, and it was cold and no food, something like that. And Prabhuji and Mataji like very they invited us, and then like they were having gas, like gas stove and all. They cooked and prasadam and served nicely, and we did actually bhajans kirtans at that night. I still remember. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for like helping us and keeping in your association. Yeah, and of course, like the good thing is like we did Bhagavad-Gita course together under the direction of guidance of Mr. Gauranga Prabhu. So Prabhuji was very sincere in attending classes and doing any homeworks or exercises, like and next class Prabhuji was ready. Prabhuji and Mataji both were ready, like whatever any verses to learn, and like any verses to like by heart, or like they are ready first. Like they used to like come up with all kind of question and answers, right? So that used to inspire a lot. Like I used to always like appreciate Prabhuji. He is very like I don't know how he manages time. I used to always ask him, Prabhuji, like, how do you manage time manage, Prabhuji? Like, you are doing sincerely your office work, and it top notch. It's not like, I did something like that. And you are doing Krishna conscious activities also very sincerely, and like, attending classes and writing exams, like, on top of it always. And then you are doing variety of services, like, all the services that so far all the devotees are listing out, like, innumerable services you are doing. We used to get both my family, my wife and myself, we used to discuss how Prabhuji is managing, not Prabhuji and Mataji, cooking or whatever services you're doing sincerely, and like, at the same time perfection in the service. We used to get like, mesmerized how, like, they are managing time. We are struggling just like, cook ourselves and then do like, our japa. That's a struggle we are going, and you are doing amazingly, like, wonderful services. That was really like used to inspire us. That's really great quality I would see in you. And also I got opportunity also to work with you. I mean, in different volunteer services, like could be Ananda Mela or like Japa, Mantra Yoga. We used to conduct in different festivals. That was really like, good association. And yeah, also we did drama together, I guess, in couple of dramas. And also we went to Corvallis and we actually performed there. I still remember. So wow, that was really great memories. Yeah, and coming to Mataji, actually Mataji were very helping. Recently also, like, we were looking for some help from Bangalore. We just like, said something, I think we might need this one. Mataji herself, like, she was following up us rather than we are following up. And then like, she has arranging everything that we needed. And so she made sure that, like, we got everything that we needed actually. And Prabhuji also helped a lot in those, in this case. And yeah, when I was actually discussing something, actually we need help for our kids, Prabhuji was advising, like, certain things. Those were really helpful. Prabhuji, really appreciate those advices. In for the kids thing, really appreciate that one. Yeah, I know that we are going to miss you, but in a way we are happy that you are actually uniting with your family. That's more important, I think. And having family together and doing Krishna conscious, definitely, like, it gives strength to family. And yeah, I pray to Radha Nila Madhav that, like, you all whole family engage in Krishna consciousness and move together wherever you go. And yeah, please pray for us also, like, keep us in your prayers so that we will follow your footsteps, Prabhuji. You want to add anything?
Radha Vinod, Mataji's voice is hardly audible.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Radhika Rama Mataji used to do so many sweets during the festival times, like Badusha. I learned it from her, but she used to make very good quality, and also jalebi also. And
yeah, lot of dishes our home in our home are actually inspired by Radha Mataji. Like especially balsha, jalebi, and pizza.
Pizza.
So
Yeah.
these things are actually specifically from that quarter.
Yeah, and also Mataji used to make so many festival time big festival garments, and also Radha accessories.
Okay, keep it close.
Yeah, accessories to Krishna.
As
So
your
many.
wife.
Yeah, she used to make so many varieties of garlands. We used to follow Mataji. She is like a guide for us. And also when Ambita and Advait, they used to come our home, they used to play like very Krishna conscious things like bhajans and kirtans they used to sing. And also Anvita and Sanjana, they did dance together in the temple during festival times. They had good time. Sanjana loves Anvita so much. Sanjana wants to. You want to add something?
I just want to add actually recently you were calling Radha Mataji.
Yeah, Radha. Yes.
Yeah. They were actually supposed to so Mataji come to them.
Oh, please come closer to the mic, Prabhu.
Yeah, there is some kind of like service too, actually, yatra service. So if you can come there, actually, like they can take to different yatra places. So Mataji was specifically asking us to come. So thank you so much, Mataji, for inviting us. Really, like we appreciate.
Okay.
Yeah, hold it.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dhanavad Shri Ishwar Prabhupada. I don't know. I don't really have much to say from when we were little because we were just like kids and we were always having fun. But I just remember you always being there for us and like you were there for everything. And especially like Radhika Mataji. Some things that I remember was I would always go to your house and the most exciting thing about it was like the food. Like you always had the best food. And then Mataji was always like introducing me to art stuff and me and Anvita would work on things. And I remember one time we made t-shirts on her birthday, like drawing or decorating on them. So like that was pretty cool. And me and Anvita were actually sewing one time and this was the first sewing project that I've ever made. Yeah, so yeah, me and Anvita did this together. And I still have it. I think it was from like a decade ago almost. And then, yeah, I really miss hanging out with Anvita and Advait, and we would go places together all the time. It's just crazy. But then recently, Prabhu, something that like happened between us. I don't know if you remember, but I was at Anand Mela, the farm Anand Mela, and I was helping with the pizzas, and you were also there. And I was kind of like being clumsy, and I like spilled the oil bottle, and half the oil just like came out of the bottle. And then I thought I was just like not gonna like I wasn't allowed to like do that service anymore or something, or just like out of it, because like yeah. But then Prabhu, like you were just there like, oh, okay, it's okay, don't worry about it, I'll clean it up, and like you continue. And I was just like, what? Like that's something that doesn't really happen a lot, and I was just really happy, and it made me feel more confident, and I felt really trusted. Thank you so much, Prabhu. That was amazing.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your association. Really, we are going to miss it. But please keep us in your prayers so that we'll be in your footsteps, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Radha Vinod Prabhu. Thank you, Mataji. So now I would like to call Namrata Prabhu and Lakshmi Mataji because they have to drop. So Lakshmi Mataji, Namrata Prabhu.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I will speak. Tarka Prabhu is in the temple.
Sure,
I need to go. That is why I asked her.
Go ahead, Mataji.
Srinu and Radhika, Dhanyavad, our glories to Srila Prabhupada. We have a lot of memories together. Radhika, you are not here. 2 weeks before, around 10 days before I went to the house. It has full of memories in that house with your family. శ్రీను నువ్వు అన్నావు చూసావా, తెలుగులో ఎవరికి అర్థమవుతుందో తెలియదు కానీ నన్ను ఏడిపించే ప్రోగ్రామ్ ఉందని. నిన్ను ఏడిపించే ప్రోగ్రామ్ కాదురా, అందరి మాటలు విని నా కళ్ళంటూ నీళ్ళు వస్తున్నాయిరా నాన్న. So I'm sorry, whatever I'm supposed to say to him, I said it. But this family is like, one of the especially special family, gem, I can say. I'm really thankful to Krishna and Srila Prabhupada and Harivilas Maharaj, and His Holiness Harivilas Maharaj and His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj. Lot of good memories together, especially in that house. The way your family choose to leave the house when Bhaktichar Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Bhaktichar Guru Maharaj comes. It really touched most of our families here. That moment is the precious. And then we cook together, Radhika. Those are the best memories, Talli. Srinu, as Janani Mataji said, like, kindness. And Arjun Saka and Tirupataya said that, like, the way you chant. When you chant, I always feel that you're crying for Krishna. Attentive chanting. As Harivilas Maharaj, as Radhanath Maharaj, as Srila Prabhupada, they're always emphasize attentive chanting. Lot to learn from you in that point. I'm not there even 1%. I don't know. First time 10 days before, and I went to your house, Radhikamma. Lot of memories in that upstairs room. Amuda Mataji, Nampriya Mataji, you and me. Unforgettable moments those are. And I pray to Sri Radha Nila Madhava and Lakshmi Narsinghadev, Sitaram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, Gauranitai, and Srila Prabhupada, and all the Acharyas in Srila Prabhupada's mission, all the sannyasis, because they're all dedicated to their life towards Srila Prabhupada. So I pray at their lotus feet to always keep, wherever you are, happy in Srila Prabhupada's mission, Nana. May Radha Nila Madhava always bless four of you with a good health. Stay blessed, Nana. Thank you. Love you. Miss you. I'm not going to cry. I try my best. But wherever you are going to stay with your kids. That is the most precious. Radhika is dealing past 3 years without you. Hands off to her dedication. Radhikamma, I just asked 2 weeks before for Gauranitai dress. It came 2 days ago to my house. Srinu gave me. I'm really thankful to Krishna for that. God bless you, Bangartali. God bless you. Venkat, I am done, Ranana. Thank you.
Thank you, Lakshmi Mataji. Thank you. Thank you. Very, very touchy farewell message for Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu and Radhika Mataji and their family. So with that, we will continue the published schedule. So Nityanand Vilas Prabhu, you are next.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you, Prabhuji. First thing, first I'll start with the kitchen only. So, in a kitchen, normally after Raswati Mataji, so many items, as everybody says that, especially Rajendra Sudha Prabhu mentioned that one time he's the one only that's used all 6 burners. And 6 burners used, and not only that, only Prabhuji has 3 assistants behind him. No, I see so many other devotees who are serving in the kitchen for the Bhoga for Krishna, but when Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu is there, there are 3 assistants needs, because he every time not only he runs for the making many items and special items, also make all the devotees who help and make them run. This, like, nobody can even take a breath between, and they run all the part of the Prabhuji's happy to share to making bhogas for Krishna. So he makes, and not only making varieties, and with the perfection of that. As many devotees mentioned, one of the best thing is Prabhuji started this every week. Yes, Sridhar Gopal Prabhu mentioned that every week he used make one new variety for Krishna. That really inspires me. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, inspiring me for that. Make best quality always and details in when serving to Krishna.
Bhoga. It's really inspiring me further to do my service, so that with details. And thank you very much for all the inspirations, that Prabhu. And then another point I want to share, that is that if in our congregation, simply one word I want to say, that there is no duplicity when Prabhuji talks or any relationships. So whatever is inside his heart, the same thing comes out. There is no duplicacy in when he dealings with the relation or in relationship. 100% he put his heart in that, and he maintains the relationship and dealings with us. With that, I am really inspired that Prabhuji, so that I can also learn that quality one time and implement. I'm very poor in relationships. Please forgive me, Prabhuji, if anytime if I directly, indirectly offended you. And another point I want to say is that one time His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, Guru Maharaj mentioned that if you are pleasing to Harivilas Maharaj, and you are pleasing me. So just following the statement, I genuinely see that Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu followed that instruction of Guru Maharaj, and just not following as a blindly or with the higher most respect to Harivilas Maharaj also. Following the instructions of Harivilas Maharaj and doing services under the guidance of Harivilas Maharaj is really inspiring me, so that I also follow that Guru Maharaj instructions in this manner, so that I'll try to please that way. So that is one thing. Another, and there are so many things, Prabhuji. I will to go for the Radhikana Mantris. Radhikana Mantris, I'm still remember that one Radhashtami day we made a cake, made for 6 big trays of cakes, and it's around 4x6 size big cake. And whole night, Radhikana, even I asked last minute as my regular way of asking last minute, but Radhikana Matis come up and decorated big, and the Mohini Sundar Matis both together come up and made a cake for offering to Radharani and Radhashtami day. I still remember that how much time you spend on that, and how it was relation. And also that I still remember that how nicely you make laugh for Italian laugh. Still, I tried many times, but I could not able to make that level of standard, Mataji. But please, and also you have a very much attachment to that DD dressing. I always, every festival, every week, I follow your dressing and inspire me how much attachment, how much sincerely you serve, Mataji. Thank you very much for that inspiration. And coming to the Advaita. So whenever we were in a Bhimsen, so we have every week everybody has to share one thing. So Advaita comes up the statistic like that. This week I completed this book. This week I completed the books. Nobody else do it, but he is the one only always say that I completed whole book. Whatever book he gives, he completes that book by that week, or maybe less than. Some books small than he complete in days. That we are everybody see that. I really, and coming to the Anvita is like the artistic skills she has really amazing. And one time I remember that she gave a very nice gift to Satvika. I am really amazed that gift, the such a way small. It's a simple lotus feet of Laddu Gopal, but the way she made and gifted is really amazing to me. Thank you very much, Anvita, for that. And like this, there are so many relationships, especially Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu's family. They maintain relationship, just not like saying it, but they also follow. They mean it, the whatever they do it. So it's not just blindly or unheartedly, but they fully 100% put their efforts and maintain their relationship. I'm always looking for their association and maintain healthy and friendly relationship with their family. So, and also Prabhuji, please forgive me anything if I do any offenses, all the families. Thank you, Prabhuji. And Satvika want to share, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji, for making the Barbie cake on my birthday. It is very nice.
Yes, I want to show it. I don't know if it's able to see it. I don't think so. That's fine. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. You come back to India, please come to my birthday and bless me to be a good devotee of the Krishna. And I want to turn to the chef cook of the temple. And I like your pizza so much. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji, with it.
Thank you, Nityanand Vilas Prabhu. Prabhuji, we have a long list of devotees offerings, so be prepared according to the list that is published. So next, I'm not seeing Radhika Gopinath Prabhu, but Sreenivas Sharan Prabhu, I saw he is back. Sreenivas Sharan Prabhu, can talk now?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sorry for joining late, but I was talking with Maharaj in the temple, and the conversation, ended up, very long. So, yeah, I can talk now.
You want to turn on your video, Prabhu?
Yes, yeah. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. Yeah. So, Dandavata Pranam, Hare Krishna to all the Vaishnavas assembled here. Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu, we'll miss you so much. Very sad to see you leaving. Your family moved to India a couple of years ago, but all of us, we were thinking that they'll come back and your entire family will stay back in Seattle. But you are also leaving, so we'll miss you so much. But at the same time, I'm very happy because these days I'm campaigning for living in India. Because life in India is so much better based on my recent experience since last 2 years. From my visit to family and the devotees there. Life is very simple and it's much better in India. So that way, I'm very happy for you. So now, talking about Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. So if there is to put it in simple words and explain his devotional qualities in one sentence, right? If there is a body language for simplicity and humility, that would be Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. That would be, his walking style, the way he walks, the way he, talks to people, and his gestures, everything. It's very humble, I have been seeing him for last 10 plus years, and it's the same, same body language, very humble, very simple all the time. So you never see any, glimpse of, arrogance or, anything, against to simplicity and humility, definition of simplicity and humility. You will not see anything opposite of that definition. So he's very inspiring simply by his body language and by the way he talks. He's very inspiring. I've been so in 2009, 9 and 10, both of us started our journey, at the same time. We both had joined device at the same time with Balram Leela Prabhu. And then now look at his progress and look at my progress now. So in 10 years, he could do what anybody could do in like 20 plus years. So time is really expanding for him, Krishna is making the time, expanding for Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. So sky is the limit. He's performing devotional services. Like sky is the limit for him. He's into everywhere. He's into preaching. He's conducting so many classes, and so many, hardworking devotional services, whether be it in the kitchen or at the farm, whatever Harivas Maharaj wants, he's always there to give a helping hand. So many services and cooking nice, boga for lordships. As everyone, know that after he came to the boga cooking, the number of varieties of, boga cooking has increased, especially Saturday, Sunday morning breakfast, offering. Couple of years ago, I used to go to the temple, or I used to, look for that prasadam. Somebody would, bring that prasadam, Ram Ragha Prabhu and Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. They used to share, prasadam after their morning, breakfast cooking service. And I used to relish that so much. So like that, Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu is everywhere. His hand is everywhere. And I always, used to wonder how he's an architect. He's a senior architect at work, not a, small position, So I'm sure he has a lot of demanding, deliverables. So still, he finds a lot of time in performing devotional services at the temple and, preaching outside. So I always wonder, how he finds time. But as I was contemplating on that, the only thing I can say is Krishna is really making his time expand. So, and another quality that I am really, amazed of him is compassion. Compassion and devotee care, caring for devotees. So last year, when I went to India to take care of my mother when she was ill, so I was there in India for 3 months taking care of her. And she was in the last stage of her, survival. And we were literally, counting weeks during that time. And Prabhuji came to our home in our hometown, and he visited my mother. That was a big happy moment for me, that a devotee from our own place, Seattle, he came and he saw my mother, and when me and my dad we were in difficult situation, finding a devotee from your known place, that gives solace to anyone. So I was really, very happy when I saw Prabhuji at our place. He was literally, he was at least, 200 miles away from our home, but he made that effort to visit us and give that solace. So thank you, Prabhuji, for that. I always remember, your kind gesture to make your trip all the way to our place, and Prabhuji, he inspires, as I said, he inspires by his simple walk and talk, and he's also a great preacher. So I would say he's the first DYS teacher to inspire a student to take the Krishna consciousness path seriously and go all the way up to initiation within a short period of time. Just in a couple of years, he inspired Nanda Maharaj Prabhu and his family take initiation within a couple of years. I would say he's the first DYS teacher after our second generation, after our Balram Lila Prabhu and the other set of teachers. After that batch, I think he's the first one to inspire any student to take this sadhana very seriously and go all the way up to initiation. So congratulations, Prabhu, on that. So there is some noise from some other line. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm really amazed how you find energy, where do you get energy from, and performing all these devotional services. So I mean, you are a farmer by birth. You are a farmer. Your father is a farmer. So you are really utilizing, as Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita, Vyavasayatmika buddhi. I mean, in that word, Krishna is talking about, your determination and dedication in performing devotional services with one-pointed attention. That is what Krishna meant there by Vyavasayatmika buddhi. But if you to translate that into English or Telugu, right? Vyavasayatmika buddhi, the way you perform devotional services, you treat them like, Vyavasayam, the agriculture, farming and hard work. So you put that kind of energy into devotional services. So I'm very inspired, seeing that. I mean, you are going to India in just a couple of days, but you are there on Sunday, working hard, helping Harivilas Maharaj, making pizzas and serving everyone. I mean, any other person would just keep packing their stuff and shopping, doing this or that. But you are there. Just 2 days ago, you are there in the temple, performing hard service there. So, I mean, time and again, you inspired a lot of devotees simply by your humility and by your hard working in devotional services. So I pray to Shri Radha Nila Madhav to give you and your family good health and more energy and time in performing devotional services wherever you live. And we also pray to Shri Radha Nila Madhav that they bring you and your family back to Seattle. Wherever Krishna wants your services, I'm sure he will keep you there. But as as a devotees of Seattle congregation, it's our greed to pray to Sri Radha Nila Madhav to bring you and your family back here. But it's Krishna's plan. Wherever is the best place for you, he will keep you there. Thank you, Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. And with that, I conclude. Thank you, Vedran Prabhu.
Thank you, Srinivas Sharan Prabhu. So, Prabhu, devotees have a humble request and a suggestion. In the end, we all can pray together. We can have 1 minute so that we all can pray together. And we also have a group photo where we can ask all of you to turn on your camera and we can take a snapshot of it. Why I'm saying this, it's already going to be 9 o'clock. We have at least 15 devotees in line. So in the prayer part, we all can together in the end, like how we did for Vineet Prabhu. So if you all agree to it, you can kind of follow it. If not, if it's very personal that you want to offer as a prayer, please go ahead and offer it. But that's my suggestion. With that, I would like to call Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, who is the another hero of catching the Narayan on that day. So Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, please manifest on the video.
Thank you very much for giving the opportunity. Thank you, Prabhu. Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu, thank you so much. We will miss you, your family, deeply here. Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu is like, and his family, their friends are long time. Yeah, we're already missing our family, but now we're going to miss Prabhuji as well. It's very difficult. Yeah, I'm kind of not getting any words to say at this time. Yeah, I would say like their whole family is very talented. Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu's whole family. Advait is really good at like reading scriptures, all these scriptures, and he is memorizing and he's really good and playing chess, those things. And Anvita is like really good at art and studies. And Mataji and Prabhu is like they have really competition. Who will win? They have so many services in the home, at temple. They're like rocking. I always wonder how they were able to do this many services. Yeah, I know. Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu initially started with one service, keep adding more services. He's like he never gave up. Once you take the service, he keeps the service all the time and adding more other services. I always see like he is appreciating other devotees even for very simple things. He's really wholeheartedly appreciates people, and yeah, he is really successful both materially and spiritually. And yeah, finally, when their family moved to India, and he started Mat. People are calling it Sinaya Matam, and he is also successful in that. Even he's keep getting all the people all the time, and he is so successful. Yeah, thank you so much, Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. We are going to miss you, your family here, and thank you, Rajaram Prabhu, giving the opportunity. Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Do you have anything to speak on that day, Prabhu? How you caught the Narayan Prabhu, you and Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu? How you jumped?
Oh, I joined this meeting late, and yeah, okay, yeah, sure, definitely.
We should also talk about the action part of it, how he jumped and kind of how he controlled Narayan and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. So we were at the temple, I think around 8 o'clock or something. We were having prasadam. Namrata Prabhu called, say, only me, Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu, I think a few other 2-3 devotees are there, I think. Namrata Prabhu said, like, hey, let's go. Narayana and Lakshmi ran out. We had to go and catch it. So then we went there, and till 9 o'clock, it's almost 1 o'clock. I don't remember. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. We're chasing after the cows. We see the cow, and it runs in the bushes, and we go there, and he will try to catch the Narayana, Lakshmi, and fell down and gets up and goes back. And finally, we were in one house, and we saw the Narayana, Lakshmi Narayana both were there, and we both were on the other opposite to each other. In between, Narayana was there. So when we caught behind, I caught the Narayana from I think on the side. Then immediately Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu supported. He caught it firm. He put his hand firmly and hold the Narayana. Otherwise, Narayana would have ran away and along with Lakshmi forever. I think it was very tension moment the whole night till 1:30 or 2 o'clock. It would have not been possible without Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. Otherwise, yeah, we do not have many cows of Girikas. Whole family is Narayana family here. Would have missed the whole thing.
Prabhu, you missed a lot more drama there.
What, Prabhu?
You missed a lot more drama there during that catching the cow.
Yeah, Prabhu. How he flew and jumped on Narayana and all those things, Prabhu.
No, the problem was the person in that house.
Oh yes, Senthil Prabhu was there. Okay.
The person in that house who was living in that house thought we are all some sort of robbers.
Right.
Right, and he was actually taking shower at that time. I don't know why he was taking 1 o'clock shower. And then he came outside tying a towel and to see what is happening outside. Fortunately, he didn't have a gun. Otherwise, we would have been in trouble.
Yeah, like we are like 10-15 people without we are like intruders into their home.
Indian mafia there.
He's like kind of scared. What's happening at midnight
and somehow we managed to tie down Narayan and his legs and all that to calm him down. And then after that, these people came outside, and then we said, "Calm down. There's no problem. We're just trying to catch a cow." And then they all started laughing, and we thought we were going to get robbed today. That's why we were going to just call 911. Fortunately, the cops were also there because they also tried to chase the cows and then they gave up. And you guys Indians go do figure out by yourself, and they gave up. And so because cops were also there, then these people felt comfortable. And then even after catching Narayan, we just couldn't get him to move. Because if you try to pull him, he would just try to come and, knock you down.
Yeah.
And especially he was very upset with Mahavichandra Prabhu. He will not chase others, but he will chase Mahavichandra Prabhu. So he knocked him down a couple of times also. So somehow we Krishna's mercy, we dragged him. And then finally we loaded him. We brought a van, a U-Haul, loaded him into U-Haul and brought him back to the farm. That night was just unbelievable.
Yeah, and also that at that time no other devotee we have never worked with the cows.
Yeah.
Only Sreenivas Gopal has know how to deal with the cows and whatever. We saw like far away till then cows. We never touched the cow so far. So he has experience dealing with the cows. And yeah, you're right, Prabhu. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, thank you for adding.
Thank you, Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. Thank you, Shyam Mukund Prabhu. That night was very dramatic. There are many more incidents that have happened. Maybe we can catch up on that sometime later. So
yeah, I couldn't recognize. Yeah, thank you, President, for giving up.
Thank you, Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. So, dear devotees, a couple of kids who wanted to do the offering, Prabhu, and Murli is one among them. It's nap time. He has to go to bed. If you all give the permission, Murli will do a short offering to Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. Is that okay, devotees?
Yes, Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. It's very sad to know that you're moving away, and it was very nice when you were making pizzas 3 times in the last 2 months, it's very sad to know that you're moving away. And I like how Mataji she's very nice with my mother. And Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you. Now, Krishna Murli Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to say a few words. So, Prabhuji, we are definitely going to miss you. I'll start with that. We have so much nice memories of your association, and in our material terms, they said, setting the bar high, raising the bar. So you raised the bar so high in terms of all the standards that the bar itself is not visible anymore. You raised the bar very high. In whatever you did with your splendid sadhana and service, you set a very high standard. We really don't know how you do it, Prabhu. Like some Prabhuji said, you must have been a yogi or something in your previous life. We are amazed at how you are able to do so much services with very little sleep. I think you are the modern day Godakesha. You have conquered sleep to do so much services late into the night and still wake up in the morning and do chanting with so much attention and enthusiasm early in the day. I want to highlight, we talked about so many services, Rajavan Prabhu. I don't know if you included the Gaur Arati singing. So in addition to actually performing the Arati on the altar, Prabhu was also doing Gaur Arati singing on Tuesday evenings for many years actually. So Prabhu and another Mataji, they were alternating. So that's another service in this long list of services that he rendered to Radha Nilamadhava. Prabhu, I read a book a few years back written by Gaur Gopal Prabhu. The book is titled Life's Amazing Secrets. And that whole book is centered around 4 things, like basically balancing. So Prabhu talks about how your life is a car and you have to balance the 4 wheels, which is the personal life, your relationships with everybody, your work life, because that's also important, and then your social service, all the seva that you do. And when I read the book, I thought, okay, this book is nice, and he gave some examples here and there. But in reality, if I look for a real world example of somebody who's balancing these 4 areas to great effect, the first example that comes to my mind is His Great Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu, because you so amazingly balance these 4 areas, and it's a struggle for so many of us. If I may add, and it's my speculation here, so you're balancing those 4 wheels, and it's the fuel. It's my philosophical speculation. The fuel, because the car is running so nicely because you have a nice fuel, and the fuel is your amazing sadhana. So it's your attentive chanting and your genuine humility that's not made up. So many devotees spoke about Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu's humility, and that cannot be made up. It has to come from within, and it's very clear that whatever is inside is coming out. So it's my speculation or my opinion, Prabhu, is that it's your attentive sadhana and chanting and your enthusiasm and humility that's acting as a fuel to keep all these 4 wheels of the car in perfect balance. And by this, you're setting a great role model for all of us. I take inspiration from Prabhuji in so many ways. I'll give a couple of simple examples just to highlight things that I've personally observed Prabhuji. One is Prabhuji, whenever he comes for a class, he's fully prepared. He comes with his bag, with his book and his notes and the pen and all that. And Prabhuji is sincerely taking notes on a book. I've seen many of his notebooks where Prabhu takes so many notes. When guests comes or when Harivilas Maharaj takes class, he's so nicely taking notes. That's very, very inspirational. And then Prabhuji is always carrying a book with him. So even when he's doing service like welcome desk, Prabhuji is utilizing that time effectively by he'll have a copy of Bhagavad-Gita. So he's not using his phone. So what I do is I use my phone to do reading, but then, being on the phone, I do other things. But Prabhuji, he puts his phone away and, takes his book for reading, even standing at the welcome desk. That's how effectively he's utilizing his time. And he's really prepared in coming with books or coming up with lectures. So he's really ready, preparing himself so that he's able to utilize, even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes here and there, he's able to effectively utilize the time. So really inspirational to see how you're preparing yourself for seva and your sadhana. We also take inspiration from Advait. He's a great role model for kids, and I personally, always enjoy Advait's association because it's how nicely he memorizes Brahma Samhita and so many other nice bhajans and things like that. So it's such an inspiration to see Advait at a young age, so nicely, memorizing all these. And he also accompanies and gives his association to me by playing chess with me when he was here. So overall, Prabhuji, your whole family has been a great role model for all of us. And that's why I think it's going to be a loss for all of us in this congregation. But our loss is Bangalore Dham's benefit. So we really pray that, wherever you are, you're protected by the Lord and your whole family, that you're blessed by the Lordship with the choices of their blessings, and they enable and empower you to inspire many more families in India. So thank you very much, Prabhu. Please forgive us if we made any offenses unto you, and please keep us in your prayers. Thank you, Prabhu. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Krishna Murli Prabhu. Jaipal Prabhu. So devotees, I have published the list for the next set of speakers who wants to.
Thank you, Brajaram Prabhu, for giving me the opportunity. Hare Krishna, Sreenivas Gopal Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I'm not qualified to talk about you, Prabhuji, but I just wanted to say thank you for everything you have done. You are like a guide to me. And initial days when I come to temple, I have no idea what I am supposed to do. You just helped me connect to a few services. Like one day you pulled me to front desk, and I have no idea what to do at front desk. Then you told me what I should do, and you guided me, and I still enjoy that service till day. Thank you, Prabhuji, for that initial days who helped me. And also same thing with website development. I have no idea what website development is. You taught me how to do that service, and still I continue that service. And also, Bellevue Yoga Club. So you all the way from in the morning, 6 o'clock, after your cooking service at the temple, you used to come to Bellevue and teach yoga, and then go to your Bothil class for the Gita, and then go to, it's like your morning starts and then ends at midnight with the full of services. So I always amazed how you manage time. I mean, you have long list of services and still you does with so much humbleness. I mean, that one quality I always like you, but I never seen you stressed or tensed. But you're always humble, so and calm. So that quality I always admire you, Prabhuji. And also I always wonder how you manage the time. I have no idea. So many services, and then you manage kids, and then and on top of all this, you did master's degree. I don't know how you find time doing master's degree and doing this many services, and then office work and so on. And recently in your house cleanup, we found out all the treasure, how many books you read. It's like one house full of books, and no wonder how you read so many books. And thank you, Prabhuji, for all the guidance. Somehow I feel close at heart for you. I mean, I feel close and feel like to talk anything to you. I mean, I don't hesitate to talk. So I feel like a brother. So thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for all your guidance and association. And wherever you are, please give your association, and please make sure we progress in Krishna consciousness. So please keep an eye on us and help us progress, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Jaipal Prabhu, Narari Priya Prabhu, and Madhavi Kishori Mataji. You're next.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavats Pranam, all Krishna Prabhupada. Please accept our humble businesses. Sreenivas Prabhu, I always used to call him Service Prabhuji because he's the one, you name the services, he's present there. I know a lot of devotees have spoke about the services that Prabhuji has done, be it from TT service to any other service. But one thing that no one knows is our gift shop. I don't think anyone knows that Prabhuji even does service for gift shop. It's because whenever he goes to India, we request items from him and like to bring from India, and Prabhuji gets items for gift shop and every time, like most of the time, so that it helps reduce the cost and then give at a reasonable price for devotees. Anyhow, Prabhuji never said no to anything that we asked to bring from India. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for supporting us also there also. And Krishnamurti Prabhu was just mentioning that Prabhuji does Gaura Arti, and Prabhuji gave that service to me. So I always remember whenever I do Gaura Arti that it was Prabhuji's mercy that I got that opportunity. Thank you, Prabhu. And as everyone was saying that Advait is very studious and learns so many slokas. The seed doesn't fall far from the tree. It's Prabhuji and Mataji are very dynamic, hardworking, intelligent. That's why the kids are also like that. Offspring is like that. So this secret is here. Thank you. It's always an inspiration to see young generation, but the greatness is in the parents, how they brought up the kids, how they trained them. Thank you, Prabhu, for being an inspiration for both parents, and kids are an inspiration for the new generation too. Thank you. Prabhuji being so much educated, like philosophically is very, he knows a lot of scriptures, and then, but still, and everyone said, right, he just DYS, Bhagavad-Gita, so many classes, so many yoga and everything, but still is very humble and down to earth. He's easily accessible. He comes down to the level of a neophyte like us. Like whenever we meet him, he always inspires, he always motivates. He doesn't he doesn't feel like, okay, he's a very senior person, but he comes down to our level and then helps us. So that is always encouraging. Like when and one of the great quality that I noticed, whenever Prabhuji meets, he always asks, okay, what have you heard? Share something. And he shares something. He doesn't want to talk about mundane things. So, and he never wastes a single moment. Every time I saw, he used to listen to some kirtan, either service in the temple physically or behind the scenes website development and all. In fact, as Japan Prabhu was saying, even I was initially part of the website development for some time. And I remember Drupal or something. I don't even know how to use it. Prabhuji makes it very easy for us to learn. And he comes down, he teaches us in a layman terms, like, okay, it's very simple. He doesn't, even if it is complex, he makes it easy for us to understand and do things and to contribute. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. Like that was the first time I worked on any website development, and you made it look easy for us. Thank you. Recently, when he visited us, like instead of me inviting, Prabhuji only came to our house. Like, so I felt being close, Prabhuji being accessible to us, sometimes we took, not sometimes, we took him for granted, at least from my family I'm speaking about. Like we took Prabhuji for granted. We didn't take his association much, but Prabhuji came and then he guided Bhavik on how he can do his career, like what he should be doing, what he should be focusing on. At the same time, how he can chant in the morning, and then how he can cook easily dishes so that he can sustain his, manage his college stuff, eating prasadam and also doing devotional service, like chanting and all. Thank you, Prabhuji. Bhavik was really amazed. He was saying, Prabhuji, like he was saying, Dad, you also work, Prabhuji also works, but Prabhuji is sharing so many details. How is it? That's because Prabhuji does so much very good sadhana that, as Sreenivas Prabhu was saying, time expends for him. So he does a lot of things, and he is very connected with everyone, irrespective of the age, whether it's small or age. Prabhuji connects with them, helps them. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Like time is too less to share about your glories and your mercy. Thank you very much. And then chanting. We used to initially chant Prabhu, Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu,
Venugopal Dev Prabhu.
Venugopal Dev Prabhu.
Venugopal Dev, yeah.
Venugopal Dev Prabhu, yeah. We used to chant initially, and then Prabhuji always used to chant like sincerely. Like, of course, everyone knows that. We also see now Prabhuji in the morning chanting, but he was always an inspiration. Whenever he comes again, he says, okay, let's sit and chant. I was thinking, okay, now Prabhuji, chanting with Prabhuji is not easy because he's so determined, focused, and I'm hardly stable there. But so, whether it is reading scriptures or listening to Vani, chanting, he does everything very sincerely and perfectly. Thank you, Prabhu. That's a big motivation for all of us. Yeah, and Radhika Mataji, Mataji moved to India, but she brought the temple into the home. Madhavi, every time she shows me the status on Facebook, how Mataji decorates the altar. It resembles our temple, like exact deity dressing and all those things, and grand and elaborate. Thank you, Prabhuji, very much, and Mataji for all the inspiration. Yeah, we'll miss your association. Sorry, we could not take your association much, but hope that we'll get some association and we'll stay in touch. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. And knowingly, unknowingly, I'm sure we committed offenses. Please forgive us for that, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vajran Prabhu, for accommodating us.
Thank you. Thank you, Narari Priya Prabhu. Again, devotees, I'm getting few requests from the parents. Some of the kids have school tomorrow. They want to go to the bed. So if I have all your permission, I would like to prioritize some of the kids. Anushka, and then followed by Sananda.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. You're a great devotee of Krishna and a go to the temple, I always see you doing service, and you always encourage me to do service too. And because of your encouragement, I got so many opportunities to serve Krishna and get his blessings. And so I really developed a taste for serving Krishna more and more. And so that led me to helping you in deity cooking. And even there, you were doing a lot of service, and you only taught and encouraged me to do more and like different things. And you didn't only teach me cooking, but you also taught me how to do it with care and a mode of love for Krishna. And if I ever did anything wrong, or if like something didn't work with something else, you would tell me that we should try it and like see how it goes, instead of like just like disregarding me. So thank you so much for your inspiration. You will inspire me for many more years. And whenever I cook or do any service for Krishna, I will always remember your guidance. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Anushka. It was a very sweet offering. So next it will be Sananda.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji, for doing so much things for our congregation. Like you do so many services, Prabhuji. Like you do yoga classes, and also you do lots of cooking in the temple. And also you teach the Vedic math, and also you teach DYS to the devotees, and also you teach Telugu Bhagavad-Gita classes, devotees. And Prabhuji, I never see you idle. You're always like, whenever I go to the temple, if I see you there, you're always doing some service, like either helping in the kitchen or doing any other service like that. Prabhuji, I wanted to thank you for that, and I wanted to say about Mataji. Mataji, whenever I go to your house, like one day I went to your house and then you made so nice, yummy food, but it was so yummy, but at the same time it was also very nutritious. And then I also wanted to say about Advait, like whenever I see it, we used to like read a lot of books, so that inspired me to read a lot of books. And about Anvita, we both used to go to the same art class. So, and then I used to see her, she used to do nice drawings about like Krishna and everyone. So, and then she used to use different funky techniques. So that's inspired me also to do more nice drawings. So thank you, Prabhuji, for like inspiring me to do like advancing Krishna consciousness. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Sananda. Very sweet. With that, Jai Shri Mataji and Chaitanya Sundar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for being a wonderful inspiration. Your entire family has been inspiration for us. When we were introduced to Krishna consciousness by Madhachandra Prabhu in the initial days, we used to come to temple. And then we have seen your family at Madhachandra Prabhu's house once. How you, I mean, for us at that time, it was a big shock to see that in US, people can lead a life like that. Madhachandra Prabhu was our guiding force at that time. And when we saw your family and Brajgopal Prabhu's family, who were like completely into Krishna consciousness, there is no Krishna consciousness at temple, and outside no Krishna consciousness. You were always living Krishna consciousness. The entire family was living like that. Both Advait and Anvita and Mataji were a great inspiration for me. I was very inspired to see how Mataji was nicely cultivating them in Krishna consciousness, how they were all well educated in scriptures, and yet they were very humble. Both the kids were very humble. Mataji is also very sweet. And then I remember I unfortunately didn't, when we started realizing the value of Krishna consciousness and when we started becoming serious, Mataji has already moved and Nampriya Mataji has moved back to India. So we didn't have that much association. But still the few interactions that we had with Mataji, or the little association that I had with Mataji, she was very, very kind. Anvita and Shrestha shared birthdays. And she always used to encourage us to come to temple for the birthday. And then she used to make a cake for Shrestha also, so that Shrestha and Anvita both can cut the cake in the presence of His Grace Holiness Maharaj, Guru Maharaj. And I really cherish those days. That's how I used to tell my kids and my Prabhu that look at Nampriya Mataji's family and Radhika and Mataji's family, how they are sincerely following. If we are doing something, we have to do sincerely. So that was Prabhuji, the philosophy is there. It is open. It is open for everybody to read. But only if you see people who are living that philosophy sincerely, everywhere, in day in and day out, that is when people get inspired and touched. So you are one among the very few families whom we have seen and who has inspired us a lot. There were few interactions that I had with you. There was one service, when I was in a service, I was not doing well, and then I expressed, I don't know if you remember, I talked to you, and then so you, at that time, even though the situation was not good, you completely, very nicely, you guided me. I will never forget that. And you have given some nice suggestions on how to do the service and the absorption in which we need to do the service. So which you have, you don't need to preach, you live, and by your life, the way you live, you are preaching. So that is the greatness about you and the entire family. And without Radhika Nam Mataji's support, I am pretty sure whatever you're doing here wouldn't be possible. She is a great strength, and what she has done, the right step of moving back to India, taking care of the kids in a very nice way. That way you are situated here and you're able to do all these services. So I'm inspired by how, as a woman, a wife should give support to her husband in Krishna consciousness. That is what I learned from her. I'm very inspired, Prabhuji, very inspired. And everybody glorified about your services, the perfection I feel when you're completely, I think you're completely absorbed in service, in Krishna's service. That absorption is the one which gives you that perfection, or the attention to detail, that humility and the compassion, not taking credit. So all these things are just side effects of the absorption and the love you have for Krishna. So amazingly inspired, Prabhuji. And when I heard Guru Maharaj glorifying that he will never forget that moment when you held Narayana, that was like, I had a lot of tears in my eyes. And the other day when you were talking, you expressed how much gratitude you have for Guru Maharaj, and that you will never forget your roots and what brought you to Krishna consciousness. It is unfortunate to miss your association, but we definitely seek your blessings, and we always pray that we can get your association. Please kindly pray for us, and we also sincerely pray that wherever you are, the entire family is always serving Krishna with no other motive, unconditionally, completely absorbed in his service, and attain the love of Krishna.
Okay. Thank you. Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Thank you, Jai Shri Mataji. Thank you, Chaitanya Sundar Prabhu. So devotees, I have published the last 5 devotees who are in line. There are many who are still there from the starting of the session. So if you would like to speak, please, you can raise your hand. In that sequence, I can kind of pick up all your names. So with that, next is Ram Mukund Prabhu. And devotees, as you know the sequence, so please keep your video on and be ready to talk. Yes, Ram Mukund Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Hare Krishna to all. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna, dear Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So, Prabhuji, thank you for giving your association and inspiration. I remember from the day I started coming to temple in 2011, I always our family always look up to you and your family for inspiration and guidance and association. As Brajagopal Prabhu and many other devotees mentioned that you are very down to earth person. And I could, see that while you are dealing with other devotees, and while you're doing so many services and you are being expert in so many services, you never talk high about your services, but you'll always inquire about others, about their services humbly and genuinely. That I have observed myself personally. And you are always very friendly in dealing with the devotees. And I have many instances where I have discussed very closely with you. And while talking with you, I remember one instance, you don't talk very generic, and whatever discussions we had, it was always helpful and it was aligned to the Krishna consciousness. You don't talk just generic, oh, what are you doing or what's going on. I remember you once we were having prasadam in the temple, you specifically asked, what are you reading, Prabhuji? So that really, I liked that, specifics while talking like that, so that we can discuss what book, any particular book or any particular shloka you are reading, and you are whatever thoughts you want to share about that particular shloka, or any philosophical aspect in whatever recent reading we had. So I always relished such discussion with you on the devotional as well as professional and personal or family front. And you do so many services, and as well as Jaipal Prabhu and many other devotees mentioned, you have balanced it perfectly. Your professional front, you have done MS recently, right? And as well as you are doing Bhakti Shastri, you are also doing the preaching, DYS and Bhakti Shastri or Bhagavad-Gita classes. And about the cooking, many devotees mentioned, Rajendra Sudha Prabhu mentioned that you have 6 stores running at the same time, and you are managing the cooking. And I'm fortunate to witness that kind of when you are doing such cooking. And as Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu also mentioned, I've seen you personally, you decide what to cook for Krishna's pleasure at the last moment, and you are such expert and resourceful to manage all the things and in the last moment, and just cook new dishes dynamically for Krishna's pleasure. So I'm fortunate to witness that in some of the Saturdays cooking. And one more instance about the way Arjun Sakha Prabhu mentioned about your chanting, how attentively you do chanting. And in the background, you put the photo up, in my understanding, it is a photo of Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur. And you look exactly same the way Haridas Thakur is chanting in the background, you also look the same. And even though, I share the same hairstyle like you are Haridas Thakur, but I could never do the chanting like that. So please pray for me that one day I can do attentive chanting like you. And about Advait and Anvita and Radhikanam Mataji, they also have always inspired my family, Tanvi, Tulsi, and yeah, I remember Advait when he was, I guess, 8 years old or something. He remembered entire Brahma Samhita, and that always amazed me. At such a young age he can recite entire Brahma Samhita, right, without interrupting at all. And Radhikana Mataji, I remember, whenever, actually for our deity installation, she gave us the gift or the jewelry. She gifted jewelry for our Gauranitai. And afterwards, also many times, whenever she got an opportunity, she has always given us, jewelries for Gauranitai. I always remember that. And I appreciate that, Mataji. And I know you are very good in arts and you do so many services. Thank you for inspiring and giving association to my family. And Prabhuji, we will certainly miss you. We will certainly miss your association, your inspiration. But at the same time, we are happy that you are going close to your family. So I'm happy for that. And lastly, Prabhuji, please forgive for any offenses made unknowingly or unknowingly, and our prayers to Shri Shri Radharani Madhav to give you success in your future endeavor, balancing professional, family, and devotional life. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. We'll miss you. And thank you, Rajaran Prabhu and temple management for organizing this Zoom call so that we can share our feelings about Sreenivas Gopal Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Ram Mukund Prabhu. Next will be Raseshwar Gopal Prabhu. Ram Raghav Prabhu, please be ready. Raseshwar Gopal Prabhu.
Yes. Haribol Prabhuji. Haribol. Can you hear me, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu, loud and clear.
Yeah, Prabhuji. Haribol. Haribol to His Grace, Sreenivas Gopal Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatarubhya sakripa sindhubhaya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Haribol Prabhuji. I have had the opportunity to get the personal association of Prabhuji for at least for 1.5 years by now, but he is like what I feel that he's very much caring and affectionate person. He makes sure that the people around him are also at times, and when at home they are properly well fed also. I would even Santosh Prabhu, Swapnil Prabhu, who stayed with us for some time, they might echo with me on this one. And also he has a quality of I noticed that he has a quality of Vaishnava, like when they say like paradukha dukhi, when people go through some suffering, he feels the pain and he has empathy towards them. That's what I felt like in the COVID times, like when some of the devotees lost their loved ones. I know, like he made sure that he visited their home and talked to them, and giving that personal touch to them at those times. So that is a very rare, distinct feeling or emotion that a devotee has. That I felt, and I was really touched by it. It's a good thing. And also I felt like as other devotees mentioned, like he also time and again he renders various services in the temple consistently, be it like cooking seva, be it preaching, be it yoga, and whatever he does it with perfection, and he does it consistently. That is also, and as Sridhar Gopal Prabhu was mentioning, like he has got 3 assistants. One of the assistants was me, and I know like he keeps us on toes. I mean, I'm not trying to complain here, but that's, I mean, like what I see is that if you really have that, I mean, love for Krishna, and like if you have the desire to please him, you just go to the extent, like and he does it perfectly and consistently. So that's what I see that. And I know like Advait, and also like one more thing is that he makes sure that he loves kids a lot, and then he makes sure that he gives them some gifts. Whenever he goes to India, he brings some gifts, and he makes sure that to the devotees or all the friends around him, he gives them nice gifts. So that is a nice gesture where I mean, like in dealings with Vaishnavas and friends. So that is also a really good thing. And I have seen like in Facebook also Radhika Mataji posts like all the videos of the deity dressing, what she does. It's really amazing. Yeah, Prabhuji, as a family together also, you are inspiring everyone. And I pray to Krishna and Radha Nilmadhav that you progress and you keep us in your prayers too while moving along. And Prabhu, thanks for your association. I know I couldn't take much advantage of it, but please keep us in your prayers. And and if knowingly or unknowingly me, Nimai or Preeti Gaurangi Dasi committed any mistakes, please forgive us. And we pray for your safe journey, and yeah, we pray for your spiritual advancement too. Okay, Hari Bol Prabhuji.
Thank you, Raseshwar Gopal Prabhu. So now we have 3 more devotees who are in the line. If anyone joined the call and you want to speak, offer your farewell message, give your farewell message to Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu, please raise your hands. I'm going to say on the Zoom. If you do Haribol on the video, I may be not able to capture it, but or you can just send me your in the chat, Zoom chat, that you want to speak, then I will add into the list. So next is Ram Raghav Prabhu, followed by Pradyumna Prabhu. So Pradyumna Prabhu, be ready. Ram Raghav Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Thanks for giving a chance. Are you able to hear me properly, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Vancha kalpatarupasya kripa sindubhya eva cha pattanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namaha. Prabhu, like I have a couple of memories with Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. Because it's 3 years back when we came to this congregation and all, and then initially I used to go for the yoga classes, and then whatever the asanas Prabhuji is doing, it's such a perfection. It's 100% perfection on each asana and all these things, because he did that one. It's like because before that he did some hard work to do that one, because such a and then I'm always big fan of him, and then after that, like one day I had prasadam on Saturday, and then after that I said that like because even I liked it so much, and then after that I said that I want to do service any there, and also after that I spoke to because Prabhuji and then Saraswati Mataji and all, and Mataji, they gave the chance to work with them, do the surveys and all. And Prabhuji is a great inspiration for us. And then because even he's organized one of the he created one of the Srimad Bhagavatam group and all, wherein we are reading every day, half an hour, all this thing, whatever the slokas, everything. Right now we are into the 4th canto, 4th chapter, and Prabhuji, we are getting a lot of association as well as inspiration, and then we are able to doing a little bit move forward. I always say that he's a Siksha Guru for me, and he's like a role model as well as that is in Krishna consciousness and all this thing. And whereas because right now, because it's like if you are in preaching also, he's doing so many things, and then most of the people, they share that on their memories and all. And right, if knowingly, unknowingly we committed any offenses, please forgive us, and please pray for us, and then give us blessings. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Ram Raghav Prabhu. Pradyumna Prabhu, you're next. Prabhu, you're on mute.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisance. All gurus to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Prabhu, everybody has already talked a lot, and then I will keep my things very short, basically. But few things which I like to stress upon, basically all your services you are performing. So you have vast array of services you are performing in temple, outside temple, and I'm really amazed by most of them actually, whether it is your cooking services or yoga teaching or preaching or etc. etc. But the one thing I sincerely would like to share that you are the one of the most humble people I ever met in my life. And then it's not like in terms of your humbleness, in terms of dealing with how you are sharing your knowledge, or how you are dealing with people, every aspect of your behavior actually talks about how humble you are. But one thing which actually I wanted to share in terms of the sincerity and dedication you have towards your services. So Prabhu, you have the service in the deity service in the morning, and then right after that, back to back, you have yoga services. So I have seen that you come with all your bag and clothes, you do your services in dhoti kurta, and again immediately go back, and in the temple itself you change your clothes and start teaching yogas. So without wasting any time in between, or you never ever do any excuses like, oh, I have this service or that service, I cannot do this. So you have done throughout so many years these services, like teaching yoga at the same time, all deity services back to back. So I was really amazed by these things. And apart from that, like you're not, we are very popular in terms of among the kids, because you are making very special prasadam for them, like pizza or veggie wraps, or not only for kids but for everyone, devotees, non-devotees, outside people. So you're excellent in cooking, Prabhu. I really appreciate your cooking and services, and I will pray to Shri Radha Nilamadava for your journey on back to Godhead in this lifetime. But we will miss you, Prabhu, so much. Such an exalted devotee you are, and it's very unfortunate that you will be living and to India, but I will miss your association, and I will pray again for your endeavor. Thank you so much. Haribol.
Thank you, Pradimna Prabhu. So I got last request, last minute few requests, few more requests. So there are 3 more devotees. So next will be Madhav Chandra Prabhu, his guest Madhav Chandra Prabhu, who will be giving the farewell message, but he will be the first one to receive Prabhu back in Bangalore. So Madhav Chandra Prabhu, please manifest on the video. Madhav Chandra Prabhu? Okay, for the sake
Yes,
of...
Prabhuji, I am here.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Santosh Prabhu can go. I can come afterwards here. I'm just doing some editing on the slideshow.
Okay, so Santosh Prabhu, followed by Manan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhu, for giving me this opportunity. I'm not in a position to speak about Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. He's a living inspiration for me, because I stay with him very closely in day in and day out. But I'm unfortunately didn't utilize it much. But he's a real living example how to utilize on time, because he do multiple services along with his regular work and then other works. His list of services is amazing, and then I'll try to follow at least 0.1% from his achievements. Then I will be very happy in my life. And please pray for me, Prabhu, in doing that. And then sorry, Prabhu, if I do any offenses knowingly and unknowingly, because I'm a Muda. Please forgive me for that. Thank you, Prabhuji, for your association, and we will be miss you definitely. Thank you, Prabhuji. Haribol.
Thank you, Santosh Prabhu. Manan Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Srimad Prabhu. I have had very limited opportunity to associate with him just the last 1 month or so. But I was very fortunate to live so closely with him, though most of the time he's not here, is involved in services. Couple of things that I really learned just in this small time. One quality that I see very strongly in him is this quality of avyartha kalatam, never missing, never wasting a moment. He's always, I can't find one moment which he's not serving. He's either working or serving, or it's not a lax moment I find in him, which is just very incredible. Even at home, I don't see that. Many people are wondering, how is it that he's able to do all these things which is really amazing. And I think I see this as one of the secrets. Another thing which I see very strongly is he derives his taste from service. He finds pleasure in service. He doesn't look for pleasure anywhere else like that. Chakora bird is only looking for happiness in service, and that is so. That is a secret that I'm trying to learn from him. How to be focused on service. Somehow or other is always thinking, how can I serve? Whether this is, and therefore he's always, it's like he's always searching for what is my service now? What's the next service I can do? I think if I can carry that absorption from him, I'll consider myself very blessed. So I seek his blessings for that. I'm seeking inspiration for doing that. And I want to ask forgiveness for all the offenses I must have committed since I've been associating so closely with him. I'm sure I'm committed many offenses. So please forgive me, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Manan Prabhu. Madhav Chandra Prabhu. Last, not the least, it will be a farewell message from Seattle and welcome message to Bangalore.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Please go ahead, Prabhu.
I'm the last, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So we'll get started. 1 second. I just want to put some pictures.
Okay. If you want to take some time, Prabhu, can I ask the devotees?
It's good. It's good. I'm just trying to see how I can do that. Play from the start.
Rajaraman Prabhu, I'm sure you allocated 5 minutes for everyone, but that is nothing for Madhachandra Prabhu. You should give 1 hour for him.
Prabhu, Prabhu, everybody exceeded 5 minutes. I think I can say Santosh Prabhu, Manan Prabhu, but everybody exceeded 5 minutes, or maybe.
No, Madhachandra Prabhu, you should give 1 hour for him.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, yes, Prabhu. Om Jnanatimrindasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuramritamaya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarvichya Kripasindhu Bhayach Paritanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavyo Namo. Hare Krishna. So many memories from Seattle. Many devotees spoke. So it was very enlivening to listen from the different devotees. Their glorification of Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. I'm very happy to be part of this Sangha and association. I'm very fortunate that in my life I had come across a devotee like Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. Many devotees spoke on many things, that how he's, many services he does, how he manages all these things. And then, Krishna Prabhu spoke about, balancing between personal things versus social society things and work and all these balances. So the key, I think, one thing I learned by observing Prabhuji and his family, I think, is that because they work as a team, Mataji and Prabhuji, they work as a team, and because of that, he's able to balance. Because of that, he's making available himself to serve, Shishi Radha Neela Madhava and their devotees. Because they're working as a team, he was able to, make available for others. And devotees also spoke about empowerment. So empowerment comes, anybody can get empowered provided they're willing to surrender to the instruction and the authority. And Prabhuji is an example of that, how he always surrendered to authorities and then surrendered to the instruction given to him. From that surrender to the instruction given to him, he gets the empowerment, and because of that, he is able to do so many things. So many services, unlimited, starting from deity services. Everybody spoke about his yoga services, discover yourself, Bhakti Shastri, narrating scriptures, helping devotees in whatever way they ask him to. And he is one of the key pillars in the army of, our Namrata Prabhu's team, always available for him to help. And many things we can talk about. Many memories for me and my family with him in Seattle. Not only just for my family, many families. And this is one of the pictures when we are doing our yatra in the early days. And we had the opportunity to travel with him to Jaipur, Vrindavan, Mayapur, many places. So this is Prabhuji's second initiation. And you can see here is Prabhuji. And this is after the second initiation. And this is many of the trips we got taken as a family with other devotees. This is from Crater Lake. And this is to Tulip Festival. And Prabhuji's brother. This is, I think, in Charanagadi, Prabhuji, or one of the places I don't remember. And his family as a team, his association, he always gives association to kids. And I'm very grateful to Prabhuji and Mataji that I'm able to associate with them. And that Mataji, thank you so much for being, the pillar, the team of Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu. Because of that, he is able to make himself available to Shri Radha Neela Madhava and their devotees. And Prabhuji is expertly cooking. This is one of the staying in Crater Lake, I think, he's cooking pakoras. Many pictures, many memories. And this is one of the yatras. This is in Radhakund. Prabhuji is doing massage to his father. And one thing as I said, I think as Krishna Murali Prabhu spoke, that the key is balancing, and Prabhuji balances himself between his personal sadhana and his personal, the family relationships, work, professional life, and then, service to the community. So he's able to balance. He's a perfect son, perfect husband, perfect father, perfect friend, and perfect devotee of Shri Radha Neela Madhava. And I'm very happy that, we have done so many services, connected with so many devotees, preached to so many devotees. And I know it's a loss for Seattle, it's a gain for Bangalore. So that's how generally we think in the material world, but in the spiritual life, it's always a gain. It's always a gain. And Seattle also gaining, because he's coming to Bangalore, and he's going to spread the glories of Shri Radha Neela Madhava and the devotees in Bangalore. So it's in that way, it is a gain. I'm very happy that he'll be coming here to Bangalore, and he'll get more association like this. We had the opportunity on Prabhuji's appearance day. Last appearance day, we went to Sattvam. So we'll be more often, we'll be able to go with him. This is our Akabilam Yatra. And this is when Prabhu came to our home. We had a nice, Sangha with him. And this is our trip to Shivamoga and Sivana Samudra, not Shivamoga, Shivana Samudra Falls, and the temple there. So like that. The devotees already spoke many things, but the main thing is that Prabhuji is always a good companion, good friend, always willing to listen first before doing anything. That's the key. Prabhuji always listens, whatever we speak. Even Prabhu already knows, he carefully listens, and then, he acts. So because of that, his desire to listen from the devotees, he is able to make friends, and he is able to listen carefully, understand the need, and then he does. So I pray that, I get these qualities from Prabhuji so that, we can try to serve the devotees. I pray to Shri Radha Neelamadava that they always keep Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu and Mataji and their family at their lotus feet and engage them eternally in their service. I know that even after coming to Bangalore, he'll be serving Radha Neelamadava. And I pray that, I'll be able to serve Prabhuji and his family. And I pray that, I don't commit any offenses. Please forgive me if I had committed any offenses in the past. I pray that I can continue to associate with you in my life. I know it's very late for all of you. I don't want to drag you. So many devotees already spoke. I don't want to rehash too many things, but it's always a pleasure memory. As devotees say, one's inspiration to take up devotional service comes from kind of memories and association one receives. So all the sweet memories, I pray that it can continue in our devotional service. And we're grateful that you have been always behind to help us in whatever the need, and you are always available for others. And similarly, I pray that I hope I can be available to you and your family in whatever way we can serve you and your family. Hare Krishna. So, and farewell to you in Seattle, and then welcome to Bangalore. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Madhavchandra Prabhu.
There are many more things to speak. I know it's late, and I was just trying to go through the memories of pictures and especially what Harivilas Maharaj spoke about catching Narayan. And as he said, he'll never forget that. He talked about how Prabhu was courageous and brave. And one thing is in the backyard when we finally found Narayan, and one side our Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Krishna Gondimada Prabhu jumped, and then Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu jumped from the other side. Literally, he jumped like a tiger pouncing on something like that. He literally just jumped over. It was a front yard of that front yard of that house, and then the Narayan was like, because there are so many trees and plants were there, Prabhuji literally jumped over, and he didn't care about it. He jumped over and caught hold of Narayan, and finally we brought Narayan. Because we are able to catch Narayan, Lakshmi, we are able to get Lakshmi back. So this is an example of when you catch hold of Narayan, Lakshmi can be caught. I pray that the way you captured Narayan, I know you captured Krishna in your mind while chanting. I pray that I also get this trick from you to capture Lakshmi and Narayan and capture Radha and Krishna in our life. Yes, as Prabhuji mentioned, this is an unforgettable moment. Prabhuji, he said he will never forget, and I will never forget those moments. And the Prabhu was always available, coming to farm many times and helping in the services. Unlimited, the services what Prabhuji had done. So some of them we spoke what we know, but Prabhuji does many more behind the scenes. So Prabhuji does service for the sake of serving, not expecting anything in return. When you seek service, the pleasure comes automatically, as Manan Prabhu spoke. In devotional service, if you seek for service, along with it comes automatically the pleasure. But when you seek pleasure, you don't get pleasure. So you seek only misery in this world. But when you seek seva, comes, satisfaction and pleasure. So I pray that you continue to serve in this way and inspire many more people and take many more people back to Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Madhavchandra Prabhu. Now I would humbly request Radhika Nam Mataji to please come on the video and please speak few words. And Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu, you will have the final words.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna, all the
Madhava Chandra Prabhu, yeah, sorry.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'm saying stop sharing the screen. Yes, Prabhu. Radhika Mataji, go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Sri Prabhupada, all goes to Sri Guru and Gauranga. And thank you, Vajan Prabhu, for giving the opportunity to see all the devotees virtually and to connect with all the devotees virtually. And it becomes more personal when we connect one-on-one this way than seeing them in the video and Facebook in some program. So thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank you, all the devotees, for your wonderful love and care that you have provided to us throughout the years. And looking at all the 10, 12 years of our journey in our Seattle, it brings back a lot of memories created with each and every family and all the devotees. If start listing it, it's like it's going to be a big movie, like how one of the Prabhu said that start making the movie of that catching the Narayan. So, but it's very, very great opportunity for us to be in the association of all the devotees, and we are eternally grateful for the lordships, Nila Madhava and His Holiness Haridas Maharaj and all the devotees for giving us the opportunity to take the baby steps in the Krishna consciousness, and we are still trying to stand properly and walk steadily. Please, we humbly seek your blessings and keep us in your prayers so that we will be always serving Guru and Gauranga and with proper conduct, sadachar, and have proper sadhana in the association of the devotees in satsang. Thank you again one more time. I know I feel like when Prabhu is coming in here, hearing all of you, it feels like I am taking Sreenivas Prabhu from all the services. But we all know wherever Krishna is everywhere. So wherever we can serve him in any capacity we can. So that I think that will be pleasing Guru and all the devotees. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Radhika Mataji. Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunitame Tasmai Shri Gurave Namo. Prabhu, can you hear me okay?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Dear devotees, thank you for your kind wishes, prayers, blessings. I am overwhelmed with your love, affection towards me and my family. I am thankful to many Siksha Gurus, to start with Ved Narayan Prabhu. He is the one who took me to first device class along with Madhava Chandra Prabhu. And obviously that was to attend a device class. My wife was inspired by Balaram Lila Prabhu, so she inspired me. So somehow I started my journey, and along the way, many devotees. I'm grateful to Nitya Gauranga Prabhu, taking our Bhagavad-Gita and helping us in many ways early days. And I have many friends in the association. I seek guidance from either Amrutananda Prabhu, Rantidev Prabhu, or like numerous. I can try to name many. So a few devotees or few who touched my heart, and I'll keep them forever. So those are, so I ran away from farming, right? Basically, I did farming, I don't want to do. It came from my father in India and came here. Haridas Maharaj helped me connect back to my roots. I'm eternally thankful for him. And not only that, he helped me connect to my Diksha Guru. Without Haridas Maharaj, it would be impossible for me to connect. And so many sacrifices Haridas Maharaj has done, either building the temple or creating the congregation, providing many facilities. I'm eternally thankful for him. Then, so I would like to share my screen. I would just I hope you're able to see my screen. Yes, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, we can see it.
Yeah. So I just wrote an appreciation to Maharaj. I wrote a few things. I'm not any special, but I just thought I jot down some thoughts on Harilas Maharaj. Which I just want to read for the pleasure of the devotees and also to express my humble gratitude to him. Hari Bhakta Hari Vilasa Maharaja Namo Namaha. Hari Priye Priyaya Namo Namaha. Go Brahman Rakshakaya Namo Namaha. Gopala Mitraya Namo Namaha. Hari Bhakta Shrestaya Namo Namaha. Guru Vakya Achara Naraya Namo Namaha. Sankirtana Bharata Srishtikartaya Namo Namaha. Hari Kirti Pracharaka Nipunaya Namo Namaha. Hari Kirtana Madhura Gayakaya Namo Namaha. Sarve Jana Ananda Akankshitaya Namo Namaha. Bhagavad Prasada Dayakaya Namo Namaha. Ananda Mel Avishkaraya Namo Namaha. Bellevue Balaji Paramakinkaraya Namo Namaha. Radha Nila Madhava Mukhya Sevakaya Namo Namaha. Harihi Vilasaye Kartutve Namo Namaha. Hari Bhakta Vilasaye Kartutve Namo Namaha. Vayam Harivilasa Maharaja Pada Padma Sharanam. Hari Bhakta Harivilasa Maharaja Namo Namaha. So the reason why I would like to share, you glorified or you elaborated all the services that I think I have rendered, but all things I get of some or the other, I have not kept. I never heard of pizza making. I never heard of making burrito. I mean the veggie wraps, anything. Just Maharaj found out. Okay, he knows how to engage, and he empowered. So that's. I'd like to read the translation. I offer my obeisances to Harilas Maharaj, who is a dear devotee of Lord Hari. I offer my prostrate obeisances to Harilas Maharaj, who is the most dear to Radha Rani, who is the most dear to Lord Krishna. I offer my respected obeisances to Harilas Maharaj, who is the protector of cows and Brahmanas, who are most dear to Lord Krishna. I offer obeisances to Harilas Maharaj, who is friendly to cows, cow protectors, friends of cow protectors, who are most dear to Lord Krishna. I offer my obeisances to Harilas Maharaj, who is the perfect and best devotee of Lord Krishna. I offer my obeisances to Harilas Maharaj, who is a sincere and dear, most disciple of His divine grace. By following the Guru's instructions on a regular basis, His divine grace is the most dear to Lord Krishna. I offer my obeisances to Harilas Maharaj, who is the creator of Sankirtana Bharito, to spread the Lord's Hari name to please Lord Chaitanya and Srila Prabhupada. I offer my obeisances to Harilas Maharaj, who is an expert in delivering Lord's Hari glories. I offer Dandavas to Harilas Maharaj, who sings Lord Hari's bhajans sweetly and melodiously. I offer obeisances to Harilas Maharaj, who is always desires for everyone's eternal happiness. He works tirelessly to save millions of people from the miseries of the material world. He is an expert in removing the impediments on the path of bhakti, which are caused by body, mind, and false ego. I offer my obeisances to Harilas Maharaj, who is distributing Bhagavad Prasadam to hundreds and thousands of people every day through the unique free program. I offer my obeisances to Harilas Maharaj, who is an expert in organizing many festivals take Lord Hari name to millions of people. He is a visionary behind Anand Mela festival. I offer my respectful obeisances to Harilas Maharaj, who is a first-class servant of Bellevue Balaji. I offer my respectful obeisances to Harilas Maharaj, who is the chief servant of Radha Nila Madhava. I offer my obeisances to Harilas Maharaj, who organizes programs to please Lord Hari. I offer my obeisances to Harilas Maharaj, who conducts programs to please Lord Hari's devotees. I offer my obeisances to Harilas Maharaj, who is the dearmost devotee of Lord Hari. We, the insignificant servant, take shelter at the lotus feet of such a glorious spiritual master, Harilas Maharaj. So, whatever you all glorified, it is just because of his causeless mercy, showered me and my family. So, for which I am eternally thankful for him. So, the other thing you talked about, kitchen service. So, I am eternally thankful to Rasavati Mataji. So, I never shared with Mataji, but I lost my mother when I was 10 years old. I probably didn't taste the affection, love, kindness, and also gentle disciplining children. I cherish that every moment I I am in the kitchen. I always get that love, affection from Mataji, just because of her kindness, her instructions. That's only as long as I am in the kitchen, that's on my mood. So I am eternally thankful to her to kindly helping me, so engaging in the service and instructing me and guiding me so that I can please Lordships. So Laswati Mataji is one of my inspirations. And the third person, many devotees, but other person most inspires me is Grace Namrata Prabhu. So as I look at Nectar of Devotion, the Paribhasha Sutra verse, Anya Vilashta Sunya, when I look at the pure devotional service attributes, so I try to see how all these devotees, like either Ravilas Maharaj or Aswati Mataji or Namrata Prabhu, how they are serving either deities or devotees or entire congregation, and constantly, right? It's Anya Vilashita Shunyam. It is, right? It's constant, right? So Anushilanam, so it has to be constant. So they are doing tirelessly and constantly. I am eternally thankful to all these three dear devotees, along with all other devotees. I mean, it's I mean, the list goes huge, but I am eternally thankful to all of them, so that they are inspiring me day in and day out, so that I can get the inspiration from them to engage, to progress. I'm also thankful to many devotees, many brahmacharis who visited Seattle, many maharajas. They gave their kind, they showered their causeless mercy on me and my family. I'm eternally thankful to all of them. And I'm thankful for all your friendships, all your association, all your, most of you took an extra step, either inviting me to your homes or feeding prasadam, or you have taken many steps. Thankful, I'm eternally thankful and grateful to all of you. And sincerely, me and my wife and my kids, we seek your forgiveness for any offenses we committed, directly or indirectly. Thank you. And as I said, even though I am moving to Seattle, but moving to Bangalore, so I will still, through the digital media, I will still be serving Lordship Radhila Madhava. With that, please pray for us, please bless us, so that we'll continue to serve deities and devotees. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Very well. What a nice offering, Prabhu, to Harilas Maharaj. Jai, Jai.
Very well, Prabhu. This was wonderful. And
Yes,
we should
Prabhu.
share that in the coming Vyas Puja day.
Yes.
Amazing.
So we didn't know that you are a poet also now.
So that is
Amazing,
yeah. Not just a poet, he's a Sanskrit poet.
Now
Not
you're
just a
a
poet, he's a Sanskrit poet.
Yeah, now you're
that's
The
the
new facet is
final touch.
The new facet came out just today.
Yeah,
exactly, the final touch.
I'm surprised looking at his Sanskrit, scholarship qualities. Amazing, Prabhu. Amazing offering.
You are a hidden Narottama.
He's a multi-talented, everything, like he will do so many.
Amazing.
Wonderful.
So devotees, this comes to the conclusion of this farewell event. But if you all want to turn on your videos, I know it is too late. Some of you may be in the bedroom and things like that. If you're comfortable, whoever wants to, we can take a group photo kind of a thing, an equivalent of what we do in front of our altar. Whoever, it's a voluntary thing, and we'll take a gallery photo of it. Okay. To see. Do you know, anybody knows on the Zoom, how can I remove those who are not turned on the video? Okay, let me see. I can try my best.
You're not the Zoom experts.
Okay, just hold on. I have to try a few things.
We could edit it later also.
Hold on, there is another page. Okay, let me check if I got the screenshots or not. It's coming nicely in the YouTube. I'll take just for backup. I'll take few more shots.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. So nice to see all of you in one frame.
Hari Bol.
Oh,
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Hare
Haribol,
Hari Bol.
Haribol, Haribol.
Sreenivas Gopal Prabhu ki
Gopal Prabhu ki jai.
Please share.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai Prabhupada, Jai Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. We'll end the video now. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Prabhu.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Haribol.
Hare Krishna.